Don't you want it?
Now you can have it.
Hey, really? Can I have it? What for?
So you remember me.
Diamond ring.
It's only plastic.
Hey.
And so we're doing it live. Okay, so I think that's enough warm-up time. Let's make it a little faster. Default. Yeah. New game. First memory card. Let's go. Yeah.
大変長らくお待たせいたしました。ただいまよりポリスノーツを上映いたします。最後までごゆっくりとご鑑賞ください。
2010年、人類初のスペースコロニービヨンドコーストが完成し、人類の宇宙への本格的進出が開始された。2013年、コロニーへの一般市民の移住に伴い、数十万の移住者たちの治安を守るため、俺たち5人の宇宙訓練を受けた警官が選抜された。イギリス・スコットランドヤードからゲイツ・ベッカー、日本の警視庁からジョセフ・貞興徳川、アメリカ・ニューヨーク市警からサルバトーレ・トスカニーニ、そしてロサンゼルス市警から俺とエド・ブラウン。世界中の警察からえりすぐられた俺たちは、警察権限を持つ宇宙飛行士としてポリスノーツと呼ばれた。
Such a good time. Uh-oh. That's a problem. "25 years later." Oh shit. Oh, that's the good shit I do love to hear. Old Los Angeles 2040. Oh, the solid snake bar. Oh, you do love to see it. Policenauts. Man, I love that intro. It's good every single time. Prologue. Home. I'll get to some actual commentary later, I promise.
俺はジョナサン・イングラム。30年前スペースコロニーのビヨンドコーストでポリスノーツとして働いていた。もっともエンプス事故で宇宙をさまよっていた俺にはわずか数年前のことにしか思えない。まだ生々しい記憶だ。妻や友人、仕事、何もかも30年前に置いてきてしまった。あの事故で過去を失った俺はこの汚れた街オールド LA でネゴシエーターまがいの探偵をしている。幼児誘拐や人身売買のネゴシエート、身代金の仲介、脱獄犯の逮捕などヤバい依頼ばかりだ。だが俺みたいな過去をなくした男にはそんな世の中の海がなければ飯も食っていけない。せいぜい腹いっぱいになるまで頑張るしかないか。さて、依頼人が来るまで何をしようか。この部屋には俺の過去を示すものがたくさんある。前方の壁には新聞の切り抜きや写真が。机の上にはあいつとの写真。どれも記憶の空白を埋めるものばかりだ。
Hello! And now I can finally talk. I didn't want to interrupt any of the intro because, well, I still kind of did, but I didn't want to interrupt it too much. So welcome to Policenauts. As you can tell, this is a Hideo Kojima game. It's one of my favorite Hideo Kojima games, which is such a shame that it was never ported to the West. It was only ever available in Japan, but thanks to a man named Slowbeef and some other people that helped him along with it, he was able to cobble together an English translation for the PS1 version and get it out for the Western fans. Art big sexy. It is big sexy. Truly is. You do love to see it. Alright, just had something bothering me for a second, so let's get into looking at some of these items around Jonathan Ingram's office, and there are many. Let's start with... No, we don't want to go outside. Pardon me. I don't have anything to do outside. It's still early anyway. I'll wait here for that client to show up. I keep forgetting. In this game, X is the cancel, and circle is the confirmation. Let's look at that. These are Muslims, the only cigarettes in the world that still give off secondary smoke. I don't like the pure bent cigarettes you get today. These are mixed cigarettes, part conventional, part bent. Bent cigarettes are cigarettes that don't produce any secondary smoke, which you light simply by breaking off the end. I say light, but there's no actual fire involved. They work off a chemical reaction, and even the leaves are specially processed. They don't give off any smoke or ash, and make a room more pleasant, but they're not my thing. The only brand I touch now is Muslims. So, vapes, but less annoying, I guess, are the equivalent of bent cigarettes. He likes the big vape. It's been pointed out in a few playthroughs before, but the fact that Jonathan is the only well, not the only smoker ever, but one of the only people who still smokes cigarettes with smoke, means that he must fucking reek. This man must smell. He must smell like the big smokes. Examine. This is an ashtray I stumbled across at an antique store. An antique ashtray, Jonathan? An antique ashtray. Alright. It wasn't easy finding one of these. You don't need an ashtray for bent cigarettes, after all. The butts are starting to overflow. I guess I should empty it. But you aren't. Are you? Well, I mean, I guess you would still need an ashtray. Or at least, like, something to throw away the spent cigarettes on, but I guess that's just a normal trash can. It's a half-empty can of beer. The only beer most people can afford anymore is this imitation beer. You got fake beer? Oh, that sucks. It sucks remembering how good a cold one used to be. Look. This is a replica of the badge I had in LAPD. Sure does take me back. There's a picture from those days on the wall. Okay, so that implies that they no longer use that badge in the LAPD. Strange, considering it's at least a 20-year difference. You don't think that they would have changed the badge that much, but oh well. Ooh, this is an important one. This is my baby, a Beretta 92F. I've used one since I was a cop. She's a bona fide recoil gun, equipped with a laser sight. I use special 10-round magazines with armor-piercing bullets. I don't carry her so I can go around shooting everything in sight, though. She's strictly for protection. Armor-piercing bullets for protection, Jonathan? Armor-piercing bullets for protection. A bit excessive, but it saves his goddamn life. This is an investigation report to a client, though I haven't gotten very far with it. It was another child kidnapping, but my negotiations with the kidnappers failed. Couldn't save the child. It's probably already been cut apart and his organs trafficked to buyers. Ooh. Ooh, you hate to see it. Sorry, kid. Yeah, I should probably mention right now, at least not in the first half of the game, but it is going to be touched upon a few times. There's going to be some seedy things involved in this game. Like human trafficking, drugs, organs, many illegal activities. This is a neo-noir, so it's going to try and replicate a lot of those, like, really dark and seedy kind of habits. It's a beer can. It's empty. It's made by the same company as the other one. They used to use aluminum for cans before, but these ones are made from biodegradable plastic. How conscious. It's a crumpled up piece of paper. This is a note from an old case. I'm not sure when it was. I had it stuck to the phone. My desk is a total mess, come to think of it. It'd be nice if I could hire an assistant or something, but it doesn't look like anyone's up for working at a place like this. I've had a help wanted sign posted by the entrance to the building for quite some time, but no takers. No wonder, people can probably smell your fucking office from a mile away, man. Alright, let's look at these pictures on the desk. This is a photo of me and Lorraine at Lucas World. You know, legally distinct Lucas World.
ロレイン、俺のワイフ。
Ore no wife!
それも過去のことだ。俺があの事故を起こした後、ビヨンドで再婚したらしい。
Oof.
今では他人のワイフだ。
Someone else's wife now.
日本人とアメリカ人との2世。あいつにはどこか神秘的なところがあった。
Mysterious. Alright. I was a cop fresh out of the academy. Yeah, that mullet. One of my favorite design things about Jonathan is that his mullet is so big, large. His hair is so long in the back. Lorraine was a student at UCLA. We met after her place got broken into. Oof, what? Bro. She was so naive. The things she'd do sometimes. December 24th, 2008. This was our first Christmas together. I still got the watch she gave to me. It's one of those radio-controlled types. It was state-of-the-art for the time. What does that mean? I probably should look this up later, but what do you mean radio-controlled? What is the implication of that? Like, it's a radio watch? Like, you can listen to the fucking radio waves? Music? What? I know radio means more than just music, but... Look at us. Young and in love. Jonathan, you still look the same. Don't even say this kind of shit. Anything else? Yeah, I think that's all. Look. This is me and Lorraine on our wedding day. I was still a cop here in LA. Lorraine dropped out of UCLA after we got engaged. That doesn't seem like a very good idea, but whatever, girl, it's your life. Hello, formal frog shoes. We're playing Policenauts. His mullet isn't that bad in this picture. He must have gotten it trimmed. I remember discovering my rental tux didn't fit right before the ceremony. I originally had a black tuxedo. In those days, my life revolved around my job and Lorraine. Lorraine had this friend at a flower shop arrange her bouquet. He does look like a baby. He does look baby. Lorraine was like an angel in her wedding dress. When was this? August 24th, 2009. One day I'll never forget. If I remember right, Lorraine threw the bouquet right after this was taken. I still don't know how Ed ended up catching it. Ed's in a couple pictures on the wall. Oh, I love Ed! Let's go look at Ed after we're done looking at this picture. I still wear my wedding ring. Oh! Jonathan! Very handsome man despite his bad hair. It suits him. Listen, his mullet's so much longer in the present day. It's so... I don't know whether that makes it better or worse, but it certainly is a choice. Oh, but man. Oh, Jonathan. You have your flaws, man, but I do like you. Let's look at some of those pictures, huh? This is a newspaper article from when I was rescued from the EMP's survival ball 3 years ago. Need to slow myself down when I read this kind of stuff. 25 years of wandering. Oh, the headline reads, 20-year lost voyage. Policenaut Ingram's miraculous return. Ingram. They spelled it wrong. Listen, it's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. 20 years of wandering. Miracle recovery. Policenauts. Astronaut Ingram. I mean, he technically was an astronaut. It's just Policenaut was the fancy name that he was given. I spent 25 years inside this thing waiting to be found. I've had cosmophobia ever since. I just can't go back out there anymore. Oh, poor Jonathan. That's his entire job. Oh. Ingram is just his last name, just misspelled. I'll read some of the article. Policenaut Jonathan Ingram, presumed dead after an accident during a spacewalk in an EMPS prototype 25 years ago, has been rescued by the unmanned exploration vessel Propaganda. He was rescued by a vessel called Propaganda? Oh, what a name. Okay. His miraculous survival is being attributed to the fact that he was transferred himself to an equipped life pod at the time of the accident and remained in cold sleep the entire time. Me naming my essence. Hey, this one's, capitalism. He's gathering attention as a living example of the effects of 25 years of cold sleep on the human body. It took over a year for my muscles to return to normal after I got back. Ooh, yeah, the muscle atrophying must be terrible. Must be bad. Time to change my name to Propaganda. This is a picture of me taken when I was a policenaut. As you can see, my mullet was not as great. I've improved on that, but everything else in my life has gone downhill. Okay. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for this article. This was a relatively small article in a corner of a newspaper. This is a newspaper article written at the time of Beyond Coast's completion. It was written 28 years before the article about my rescue, so about 3 years before his accident. The headline reads, "Long envisioned colony complete. New era for mankind begins." I'll read some of the article. Basic construction of the world's first outer space colony, Beyond Coast, underway for several years near Lagrangian Point L5, was completed yesterday. Lagrangian? I've heard this place called like the Lagrange Point, but I've never heard it referred to as Lagrangian. Interesting. The first wave of immigration will be centered around scientists and engineers who will spend 14 months performing checks and gathering data. Immigration is scheduled to be open to the general public 3 years' time. Beyond's position is shown in the diagram on the left. Okay, this explains some things. Because Beyond, I guess, was in its early days when it was being created, and when Jonathan was a policenaut. He was going to and from Beyond in his job, but I guess the only people populating Beyond at the time were just engineers and scientists. It wasn't really well, people are allowed to move in now. It makes sense that they would make it only open to, like, people trying to study Beyond and trying to make sure it definitely is an okay place to live. And let me tell you, it is barely okay. Someone can exist there, definitely, but who's to say if that's a good idea? Here they point out Beyond's location in space. It's in orbit around the L5 Lagrangian point. It's the red dot. Picture of the Beyond Coast after its construction. The only thing they hadn't finished was the agricultural ring. They got a ring for agriculture? Baller. Okay. I have a model of Beyond on top of one of the filing cabinets. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, here it is. This is the miniature of Beyond. Ed made it for me. Oh, Ed. Ed's in a couple pictures on the wall. Yeah, I know. Let's go try and find Ed. Where is he? Yeah. Like, I don't know why, but I guess in my past look-throughs on this game, I hadn't noticed that they talked about that. I mean, it makes sense that they have, like, an area completely dedicated to just growing food and plants that's not exactly connected to the living situation. Like, it's not necessarily a farm that's directly on the living areas of Beyond. But let's look at this picture. Or article. This is a newspaper article reporting on the This is a newspaper article reporting on the success of the first manned mission to Mars. I took part in it while undergoing my Policenauts training. It was written 2 years after the article about Beyond's completion. So a year before his incident. The headline reads, "Man walks on Mars. Global collaboration makes history." Well, yeah, it does make sense. It was kind of a global collaboration. Yet, now that I think about it, was it that global? Only 2 people were, like, from overseas. Because if they're talking about the Policenauts, it's not exactly, like, the most diverse selection of people. I'll get to that later when we actually look at a picture of them. The 4 astronauts, among them Policenaut Jonathan Ingram, of the collaborative Mars project between Russia, America, and Japan, touched down on the Red Planet yesterday. This new chapter in space history comes 40 years after man first set foot on the moon. Small scale global. Okay, yeah, we already read that part. This is a picture of me encountering a Mars rover on the surface. It was sent to Mars with the Mars 96 mission. I believe that's all for that. And one more picture. Or article. This is a newspaper article about my accident that occurred during the EMS spacewalk outside Beyond. It was written the year after the one about the Mars landing. Ooh. Okay, so this one's just full ass in Japanese. The headline reads, EMP's prototype malfunctions. Policenaut Ingram missing. A malfunction occurred in the vernier thrusters of the Yuri EMP's prototype during a test spacewalk of the device yesterday. The Yuri had been scheduled to be used by the Policenauts outside the colony. The EMPS has since vanished without a trace. The Yuri is equipped with a survival ball, but because an SOS signal can't be isolated, the chances of test pilot Jonathan Ingram being found alive are thought to be slim. The official test had been scheduled for tomorrow. I remember what Salvatore said. Whatever you do, don't screw this up, Johnny boy. Everyone back home's gonna be watching. There were still a lot of people opposed to space development back then. It all happened so fast. Before I knew it, the 4 of them were gone. Everything after that's a blur. Next time I opened my eyes, I was lying on a hospital bed. Oof, Johnny. Oh, whoop. This is a picture taken during the test spacewalk of the Yuri model EMPS. It was a prototype police suit for use outside the colony, the successor to NASA's MMU. This image was taken from a camera aboard a nearby space shuttle. This was me and the Yuri as we were released from the hangar. This is a picture of me taken around the time of the accident. Alright. These are books from the 20th century I found at an antique media store. Is it really antique if it's just 25 years? Okay, you know what? Never mind. Maybe it is. I mean, we kind of treat like the 80s and 90s as like kind of like old school nowadays, don't we? And then it's like, oh, it's not actually that far away. From the days when a book meant a real book, not software. You know, those silly kids with their tablets these days and reading online. This is a picture from when I was in LAPD. Me and my partner Ed were always together. Yes, the music.
エド・ブラウン。俺の人生で最も信用できる親友であり、
My best
良
friend.
きパートナーだった。
Partner. That badge on my desk is a replica of the one I had then. Alright. Good to know that Jonathan's still dressed like this, like, 25 years ago. I was in narcotics at the time. I was reckless with a pretty short fuse. That's not that much different from how you are now, Jonathan. I would have had a Beretta with me here too. That narration is so 90s car. It sure is. Me and Ed had been good friends since the academy. We were a well-known team in narcotics. Ed was in the bomb squad before he joined narcotics. There was a lot of terrorist activity back then. Yeah, you got like vintage, like, there are a lot of gay people who just like dress like this these days. Let's be honest. I would cop this outfit. I would have it. If you gave me the opportunity to dress like Jonathan Ingram at any fucking day, I would take it. Look at that jacket. Look at that bright orange ass fucking shirt. That mullet. My god. And then Ed with his like off-color yellow, what the fuck do you call that? Blazer, I guess? And like the t-shirt underneath, like man. Both outfits are homosexual now. You know it! My life felt so complete. Look at me, full of confidence. I'm like a totally different person. We stayed close when we were Policenauts too. I haven't seen him since my accident. Oh no! You guys hadn't met ever since the accident? Oh shit, man. March 12th, 2010. Me and Lorraine were a happy husband and wife. Oh. Oh. The buddies. The Policenauts! This photo was taken to commemorate the selection of the Policenauts. 5 officers out of all the world's police organizations were chosen and trained. 3 of which were in the US! That checks out! We were called the Original Cops, after the Mercury program's original 7. We're wearing ejection escape suits here. These are obsolete now. Back then, everyone thought the orange-colored suits were cool. Alright, let's take a look at Ed. That's Ed. He was chosen out of LAPD along with me. He looks thinner here compared to the LAPD picture. I was absolutely ecstatic. But Lorraine, she was against me going to space. Naturally. Then when I went to Mars, that's when we started to drift apart. Oh, that's sad. Oh, after this was taken, I left Lorraine behind on home and moved to Beyond. You left her behind? You straight up moved to Beyond and you... Oh, no wonder you guys fucking fell apart. You moved to a completely different planet! What the fuck you think was gonna happen to your marriage? And I thought my long-distance relationship has a fucking like, oh, I miss you so much, I wish I could see you. No, you're on a completely different planet, motherfucker! You're not... Okay. Ed's still on Beyond, far as I know. That's Salvatore Toscanini. He came from NYPD. Apparently he resigned from Beyond Coast Police over 10 years or so ago. Salvatore was a bit of an oddball. I could never put my finger on it, but there was just something about him. Sort of guy you don't easily forget anyway. Look at this handsome motherfucker. That's Gates Becker. He came from Scotland Yard in the UK. I heard he's risen pretty high up through the ranks of Beyond Coast Police. Gates had a real passion for justice. He was always the leader. He's always the leader, meanwhile this guy's in the fucking front and center. That's Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa. Fun fact, from this game I learned that apparently there is a silent N in Tokugawa. It's Tokugawa. Very hard to try and like spell out, like phonetically. But you hear a few of the characters pronounce it like that. He came from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in Japan. He's now the head of the Tokugawa group. Sadaoki could be an intimidating dude at times. Okay, so LAPD, NYPD, Scotland Yard, Japanese Metropolitan Police Department. Where was that bit about Russia? They were talking about that collaboration with Japan, Russia, and the US? None of the Russians became Policenauts? After Russia's huge part in the space race? No Russians here. None? Okay. That's fine. What? I didn't get to check my Ah, fuck.
こんな早い時間に客が来るとは。
I didn't get to check everything.
どうぞ。鍵はかかっていない。
The client's here.
ジョナサン、久しぶり。
Lorraine!
ロレイン。
俺のワイフ!
そう。私よ、ジョナサン。
Yeah!
28年ぶりね。
今頃どうして？
私、おばさんになったでしょ。あなたは変わらないわ。
Fucked up, bro! Stop! Don't say that! Don't say that!
ロレイン、なぜ今になって俺のところに？
許してもらおうなんて思ってないわ。
Mhm.
厚かましいのも分かってる。
Yeah?
でも頼れる人がいないの。あなたしか。
何があったんだ？
助けてほしいの。
You want me to help with your husband?
わかった。さあ、入って。
Why do you want me to help you with your husband?
いいえ、ここで結構よ。
Yeah?
あなたにこんな姿見られたくはないもの。
じゃあ、ロレイン、いや、依頼人さん。とにかく話だけでも聞こ
Oh,
うか。
damn. Damn. Okay, so to explain why Jonathan still looks like a youthful young man, when he was stuck in the Emp's, like, escape pod, he had not aged. He had kind of just been, like, in cryogenic sleep, flash frozen. Don't ask me how that works, but it was just how it was. It's been 20 years and he's still not over it. For him, it still feels like it happened, like, a couple years ago. It's still very fresh to him. Because for those 25 years, he wasn't conscious. He was just conked the fuck out. So I guess the things that I missed, I didn't realize that looking at the Policenauts photo would trigger Lorraine. I thought it would just be looking at literally everything in the office. But the things that we missed were, like, the answering machine, where there was, like, just some, like, lore establishing things, just some character establishing stuff. Like, you're late on your water bill, some asshole was trying to threaten him because of a previous case that he was on. Someone doesn't need his services anymore, which implies the worst case scenario happened to the person who was missing. There was a really weird crank call, and someone was trying to booty call him. I think that's pretty much all that we were missing, except for, like, files that were in his cabinet that were just, like, on his past, investigation cases. Yeah. The crank call especially was kind of weird, since you can't really translate that well. It was talking about a signboard and legs, and, like, rapidly fast-forwarding and looping the audio for it. You can't translate that into text very well. But okay. Okay. Let's look at Lorraine. That's a nice coat you've got. Yeah, I guess. If you can afford it, why not, right? You're best not wandering around this area dressed like that. Jonathan, don't look at me like that. I'm 55 now. Okay, so she was 35? I guess Jonathan was also around 35 years old when this happened. So, yeah. Is that an Ellis? They cost a fortune here. You got the Gucci bag? Man. Yeah, but this one's a little old. They're all the rage on home, too. Ellis changes the design of its bag every year while producing them in limited numbers, then destroys all the originals. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's why they're so expensive, is it? Man. Fast fashion, and fast, just, capitalism and looking fancy, that's fucked up. hate it. I don't like to see it. I wasn't able to give you those kinds of things. No, I didn't need anything back then. That's part of why I was happy. Implying that you need it now? Implying that you're not happy with your husband, who you are currently looking to me to try and help you with? See, your taste hasn't changed. Gray was always your favorite color. Jonathan, you remembered! I can't believe it. Oh, man, this man's the wife man. This man is wife man. He may be divorced. Well, wait, are they technically I guess they're not even divorced. Since Jonathan was technically declared legally dead, I guess they didn't even have to get divorced. Oh my god. That sucks even harder now. Oh, Jonathan. Okay. That necklace couldn't have been cheap. Yeah, it's pearl. Thought it wasn't easy getting hold of pearls on Beyond. Yeah, I imagine not. You don't have an ocean. That's right. They haven't had any success with culturing pearls there, and the number produced on home continues to drop every year. I could never afford all those luxuries, even though I'm a Policenaut. They're not that expensive. At least not for us. What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean it's not expensive for you? For us? Who's us? Pearl necklace. Can't imagine how much it costs. There's another reason why pearls are so expensive there. Beyond strictly controls the inflow of goods from home. Yeah, they've laid down their own special import regulations, haven't they? Even the price of foodstuffs like rice and wheat is astronomical there. Are you telling me the bread and rice is expensive? In space? You telling me that, like, the basic foodstuffs? Like rice and bread? The shit that fills you up? The shit that keeps you going? You telling me pasta is expensive? Ugh. Ooh. Don't think I like that. Of course, that's partially because of how difficult it is to grow anything. But you have the agriculture ring. If only they could just find a simpler way of importing food from home. Guess it can't be that easy. I have a solution. You just fucking projectile launch that shit through space. And if you find it, you find it. Just keep launching all this produce into space. I'm sure that's a great idea. Oh, what? Please don't look at me that way. I want you to remember me the way I was when we were together. Well, that's why you're not coming into the room, huh? You cut your hair? Yeah, several years back. I remember you liked my hair long, didn't you? Seems like a lifetime ago. So what do you think? It suits you. Well, to be fair, her hair wasn't that long in those photos. Her hair's different, but no doubt about it. It's really her. Can't see you very well over there. Why don't you come over here where there's more light? I don't think that's a good idea. We haven't seen each other in 28 years. You'd be shocked, I know it. I'm not that same girl anymore. I'm not the same girl you once knew. Is there anything else I can examine? I think it's all. I think we're done. Does she still love him? I'm pretty sure she does. I'm pretty sure she still loves him. Hey, Lorraine? Ask about and talk about. Let's ask about her family. Why don't we get to it then? You have any kids, Lorraine? You got any kids? I have a daughter. Her name's Karen. Ask about her daughter? Where does your daughter live? Karen is a news anchor on Beyond. A news anchor, huh? She's pretty famous there. She'll be 27 soon. She's still single. Why? Why are you talking about how she's single? Hard to believe you have a 26-year-old daughter. I am 55 now, remember? She'll be 27 soon. She's still single. It's just the three of us. My husband, my daughter, and me. We all live together on Beyond. Okay. What's Beyond like these days? Beyond's different. A lot different. You wouldn't recognize it either. Everything's settled down there. It's pretty much like any ordinary city now. Should it just be the size of a city, though? You think for a space colony it'd be like little, I don't know, a little bigger. But what do I know about space colonies, man? What do I know? Beyond? Beyond will be celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Things have slowly gone downhill over the years, though. You're always looking over your shoulder wherever you go now, if you know what I mean. I know what you mean. You're a rich bitch now. I know that. You're a rich bitch. Yeah, I read you. It's always been that way in the city. I live in LA. I live in old LA 2040. A wink. What is this conversation? Where does your daughter live? She works for the news. She's your age and single. No! Oh no! No, no, no. No, 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 no. You hate to see it. Man. Okay. Let's talk about yourself. Alright, well, why don't I tell you about what's been going on with me? Guess how I've been? You know, the guy that you left over 25 years ago. How's life been going for me, Jonathan Ingram, the famous Policenaut who got lost in space? Everything actually sucks. Okay, I've been working as a private investigator the past few years. As you've probably guessed, finding work can be a little bit of a struggle, but I'm managing. I see. That's good to hear. There's still plenty of ways to make a buck around here for someone like me. I can imagine. They don't call it the Angel-less city for nothing. Hey! Okay. Okay, Jonathan. Things are going alright. As long as I, keep some realistic expectations, I'll survive.
タバコ
You
吸ってるのね。
don't you... Wait,
ああ
did you not
これか
smoke before?
地球ではまだそれほど肩身の狭い思いをしなくて済むんだ。
昔は吸わなかった。
あの頃はこれでも宇宙飛行士だった。
Oh yeah, good point. I was worried that it was going to fucking launch me into the next stage of conversation again. Cause the thing that I've noticed about Policenauts is that they love for you to ask and examine every single bit of dialogue. So when it doesn't allow me to do that, I get confused.
俺たちがいたあの頃から30年近く経っているが、何も変わっちゃいない。本当のロスは北に移転しちまったがな。
Just up north.
ただ、たまに今日みたいに雪が降るんだ。
Snow? In California?
異常気象らしい。
ロスに雪が降るなんて。
例の地下鉄もスラム化が進んだんで廃止になってる。
What? You telling me the subway doesn't work anymore? What a world, what a
ビヨンド
world.
の発展とは対照的ね。
ここは時代から取り残されたところだからな。
Okay, you know what? They give home and old LA a lot of shit in this beginning part, but once you get to Beyond, you kind of realize, you know what? It's actually pretty okay being back on home. Despite the oddball kind of like trafficking situation. Ugh.
あの頃の友人も知人もいなくなっちまったが、同じような仕事仲間はいる。
ジョナサン、結婚は？
What do you think?
その指輪。
It's still the same ring!
自分のことで精一杯だ。この指輪は君とのその時の
Wait a minute, do you not even recognize the wedding ring?
指輪の跡がかっこ悪くてね、取れずにいる。
What?
まだ私の写真飾ってくれてるのね。
ああ、
He still loves you so much.
なんだか嬉しい。
俺にとってはつい昨日のことなんだ。
ごめんなさい。
It's fine. I plan on staying here the rest of my life. I've got no intention of going back to space. I can smoke as much as I want that way too. I can smoke as much as I want and no one can tell me shit. On home, kidnappings are becoming almost as frequent as rapes and robberies. Ooh. Trafficking people's more profitable than drugs or prostitution now. Ooh, that's terrible. It is! It's even more dangerous here now than it was when I was a cop. Just be careful, okay? The police aren't equipped to handle certain types of cases, so that makes it easier to get work. The police can't do shit. The police are bad at their jobs. Who would have thought? Plus, we have our negotiator privileges. Negotiator privileges? We're permitted a certain level of police authority in the interest of public safety. You know, like entering a house related to an investigation or being allowed to own certain guns you normally can't. You mean like the fucking armor-piercing Beretta? Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, man. Okay. I think I've exhausted everything, so let's just get to her request.
で、君の夫がどうしたって？
夫の北条健三が3週間前、会社に出かけたきり行方不明なの。会社や警察に問い合わせても誰も取り合ってくれないの。
それで地球へ？
嫌な予感がするの。何かあったに違いないわ。
蒸発とかじゃ？
蒸発なんて考えられない。この地球ならともかく、コロニーで行方不明だなんて、きっと何かの事件に。
脅迫みたいなものは？
いえ、何も。まるで神隠しにあったみたい。
金目当ての誘拐ではなさそうだ。
Huh. So, you want me to look for him? Please find him. You're the only person I've got. Hard to look for someone when you don't know what they look like. I've got a photo of him with me. Alright, let's look at the guy. Or talk
君
about
が
that
再
guy.
婚した北条って。
Let's talk about your husband.
北条は日系2世で、あの徳川グループの徳川製薬
Fancy
に
way of
勤め
saying
る
that he's,
技術者よ。
you know, half Japanese.
生真面目
half
で
not
勤勉
Japanese.
で、とても悪いことなんかできない人。そうね。写真だったわね。
I don't like the arm around her. That looks kind
どう
of...
見ても悪人には見えないな。幸せそうじゃないか。
Kinda.
ええ。この写真、預かってくださるわよね。
She didn't sound very
好印だな。
happy about that. That's a lot of stuff to talk about. Alright. You notice anything unusual about your husband before he disappeared? All the years I knew him, he'd been your typical company employee. Get up, leave for work, then come walking through the door at the end of the day. She is talking to someone she was married to. Same schedule, day in, day out. Quite a change from my hours. But the past few months he'd become more unpredictable, you might say. You can't really draw anything concrete from that. You think he'd become involved in something, though? That's my gut feeling, yeah. If there were indications of some sort of trouble beforehand, there were chances of it being a ransom kidnapping. The chances of it being a ransom kidnapping are pretty slim. He'd become angry and frightened. That wasn't like him. I've never seen him break down like that before. So you're saying someone might have been targeting him for some reason? He never told me what was going on, whatever it was. How do you guys meet? I moved to Beyond right after you went missing. Right after you went missing? Immediately? After how much you hated it? I just wanted to be closer to you any way I could. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Carry on. I met Kenzo at that Nihonjin Matsuri run by Tokugawa. Okay. Nihonjin Matsuri? It's a festival for Japanese people on Beyond. You know, because this game's made by a Japanese person, and we love to talk about that kind of stuff. So why were you there? I have Japanese blood too, remember? Forgive me, Jonathan. I couldn't have survived on my own. I was lonely. I wanted someone to be there. That's when Kenzo came along. The conglomerate's reach doesn't stop at Beyond. They essentially run space, and Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa runs the group. How does a group... I'm not going to ask how does a group run space. There's capitalism out in space too. He's just as well known on home as he is out there. If Hojo's a Tokugawa employee, I suppose we can't totally rule out that he was kidnapped. You could get good money out of that, I imagine. No one on Beyond would even think of messing with Tokugawa. They're too afraid of the retaliation. It wouldn't be worth it. They took advantage of the space development boom. More than anyone. They essentially have the power to shape space's economy however they want. Space capitalism! Boy. We can shape the space economy. Is there a second wave of Japan bashing going on there? No, it's just the opposite. Thanks to Tokugawa, the colony's economy is flourishing. Because, you know, capitalism. As long as the cash cow just keeps going, there's no problem, right? But everything else is another story. Yep, that's what I thought. Okay, yep. Clues?
ロレイン、君の勘だけではわからないな。何か手がかりになるようなものは。
北条から預かっているものがあるの。カプセル剤と葉の切れ端なんだけど。なんだかわからないけど、重要な
A
ものら
leaf
しい
and
わ。
some fucking pills.
カプセルと葉か。
自分に何かあったら、これを警察か信用のできる人のところへ届けるようにって。
I'm not a
信用の
police.
できる人か。
ね。蒸発なんかじゃないでしょ。
Alright. Wait, what do I want to show her? Hojo photo? Why am I showing it to her? She's the one who gave it to me! So this is Hojo. I actually don't have that many pictures of him. I'm sure it'll come in useful. He looks like the type of guy Sadaoki would get along with. It was taken a while back. He's gained some weight since then. You could try correcting with CG if you get the chance. I'm not going to touch up a photo of your fucking husband. Okay, so we have nothing else to talk about that. So let's talk about those capsules.
どっちからでもいいが。それは
これがそのカプセルよ。
3D!
何の薬だろう。
わからないの。
徳川製薬に関係するものだろうか。
これ預かってくださる？
Wait, can we talk a little bit more about the clues?
その今預かった手がかりの品の他には。
口癖のように言ってたことがあるの。プラトーに何かあるって。
Prato.
プラトーに何かある。何のことだろう。
Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anything else? No, that's it. Okay. Oh, heck yeah, I've been hooked up by your ex's missing husband. Let's talk a little bit more about the capsules. Will you try and get them analyzed? Okay. Leaf.
じゃあもう一つのその葉の切れ端ってのは。
これがその葉よ。見たことのない葉だわ。
Huh.
しかしなぜ半分なんだろう。
最初から半分だったわ。預かってくださる？それ。
Huh. Okay. Leaf. See if you can get it analyzed. And notice... Okay, maybe... No, I'm not gonna say that. That's getting ahead of myself. But it is strange that it's just cut in half. Prato. Could he have said Pluto? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. We still haven't been to Pluto, though. Wait a minute.
依
What?
頼の内容については君の話で大体分かった。
What do you mean you haven't been to Pluto?
確かにただの蒸発じゃなさそうだ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるわよね。
Yeah,
お金なら心配しないで。
I don't
お
doubt it.
金はドル？円？
Wait a minute, why would you pay me in yen? I'm living in the US. Accept? Decline. That's interesting. That's... Are you going to avoid plot or accept the plot? Accept, be nice. Yeah, I'll accept it. She came from space to ask for my help. She must be pretty damn worried.
ロレイン、即答はできないが
But
考えておくよ。
that's not accepting the case.
引き受けてくれるんじゃ。
悪いがしばらく考えさせてく
Okay,
れ
you
な
know
い
what?
か。
That's still fair.
今日のところは
That's still fair.
そうね。
すまない。これは預かっておくよ。
I'll hold on to the evidence, even though I didn't even say yes yet.
わかった。また来るわ。週末までビバリーヒルズのホテルニューローズにいます。
Beverly Hills.
いつでも連絡して。ジョナサン、私許してもらおうなんて思ってない。あなたの帰りを待ちきれなかったの。ごめんなさい。
It's fine. Don't
あな
worry
たが
about
救
it.
出された時、私心から嬉しかった。
You're so happy, but you never
も
went
っ
to
と
see
早かった
me.
らすぐにでもあなたのところへ飛んで行けたのに。それが言いたかった。
ロレイン、
The answer
ここへはどうやって？
changes just a little bit
ホテ
if you
ルで
decline
車
it,
借りたの。
but
クラシックな
I
感じの
wouldn't feel right if I declined the case after hearing all that.
会えてよかったわ。じゃあ。
Bye, Lorraine. Damn.
ロレイン、俺も会いたかった。
Oh.
もっと早くに。
Oh. Oh, that does remind me. After this cutscene, I'll mention something. Huh? What are you looking at, John? Oh, that's a lot of footprints. Oh, that's a suspicious person. Oh, that's a remote.
車から離れろ
Oh no. Time for gameplay.
奴はどこへ行った
Who the fuck? Where the fuck? You!
撃ってきやがった
He's got a gun! Where are you, bitch? Uh-huh.
感触はあったな
Oh, I just realized I broke the glass in the window behind him.
見えない早く行け くそ
Where the
どこ
fuck
に
is
隠
he?
れた
Oh! Ah! Man, it's a good thing there's no one else on the street while this is happening. Mm-hmm.
路地へ逃げ込んだな
He ran down the alley.
逃がさんぞ
Got you now. Yeah. Although it is a little strange that those signs were like people-shaped. Oh wait, no, I didn't want to move. Go to Lorraine. Blah, blah. I'm worried about Lorraine, but I need to go after that guy. She got blown up, man! Don't you think you should go check on her? It's a mailbox. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Okay, you know what? I can examine these two shops, but in all honesty, if I'm going to be very honest with you guys, he says some pretty unsavory shit about it. There's some pretty unsavory information associated with those two shops. Very strange, and they have like no bearing on the plot. So for both your comfort and mine, I'm just gonna avoid it, and we're just gonna follow that fucker down the alley. Okay, here we go. Oh,
奴はどこへ逃げた
what the fuck happened on the floor here?
足の速いやつだそれほど時間は経ってないはずだくそ足跡が追えないここには雪が入ってこなかったのか
He is bleeding white. Can we take a closer look at this shit?
地面に何かこぼれている牛乳のような
Ew!
白い血人工血液なのか
Hey, you guys. Hey, anyone know about? Hey, anyone in this chat room know about Metal Gear Solid? Anyone know about Metal Gear Solid 4? Y'all remember Raiden? Y'all know Metal Gear Rising? Revengeance? Y'all know Raiden? It's the same blood. It's the same blood. It's the same blood. Coon blood. Oh God, please, mercy. It's a dumpster. There's just enough room for someone to hide behind it, or even in it. Someone's placed some garbage bags next to it. Maybe it's full. Coon blood? It's not literally coon blood, but boy, it does not make it look good. Can't see very well from here. Okay, let's keep moving further in. Advance. Advance to the truth. Fuck. More blood. He must be around here. Must be around here. This wall's got pipes going up and down it. These pipes, they have barbed wire on them. I doubt anyone could climb them. The vamp scene in MGS4. Yep! Any scene with Raiden or Vamp like losing blood in MGS4 was just like, what the fuck is happening here? What have you done? Kojima, what the hell? Little did we know, Kojima fucking had this like all the way planned out in the beginning. Because I'll let you in on another thing. The Tokugawa group, it's the same group that does like Raiden's like cybernetic parts in MGS4 too. Fuck. This was done with spray paint. This definitely doesn't look like blood. It looks like his blood though. You kidding me? It looks like his blood. These garbage bags have been placed next to the dumpster. They're made out of biodegradable plastic. The plastic has started to decompose. They must have been here a while. Looks like the bags are full of old food. Cool. That's the building's ventilation shaft. The grate doesn't look like it's been moved. A person could never fit through there. Look, the alley goes back some more. Those are some wooden boxes filled with empty bottles. They'd be the perfect size for someone to hide behind. I should shoot them. There's a drum up ahead. There's a drum! He certainly could be in there. There's something about it, actually. I'd better be careful around there. That other doorway is a possibility, too. It's too dark to see up ahead. This is a dumpster I saw before. Jesus, I can smell it from here. What else do you want me to look at? Advance. He has to be around here. Let me check some more. What else do you want me to look at? These must be water or electrical pipes. He could be hiding behind there. It looks like this was already here. Could easily be in there. Looks like it's full of garbage. There don't seem to be any bloodstains on it. I cannot imagine what Golden Kamui scene would remind you of this. I guess so, but this man just saw someone blow up his love and he went, I have to murder him right now. I have to find him and I need to kill him dead. Son of a bitch, I can't see a thing. That's so... Why is that so funny? Son of a bitch, I can't see a thing. It's too dark to make out anything from here. Okay, so what the fuck you want me to look at? Couldn't possibly be in one of these. You want me to look at the blood again? He's losing a hell of a lot. The trail stops here, meaning he can't be far away. Oh. Jonathan! 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 Do I... Okay. Rat! Oh, you motherfucker!
Yes, sir.
Ah. Come on! How's aiming in this game? If you do it manually, it kind of sucks, but there is a auto lock feature. Ah! It's actually a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. He's just stuck in between those two areas. Come on, man. Ah! Listen, he's bleeding artificial blood. You tell me, Jonathan. Oh, funky music, though. can't see anything from here. I should go on ahead. Advance or retreat? We're gonna advance. I am not gonna let you get away. Fucking get this bastard. Oh, boy. Come on, nobody's this fast. Whatever. It's a dead end anyway. There's something else on the ground. I wonder what it is. Also, by the way, am I too loud? Because, like, I'm noticing that my mic is it can get a little loud at times. Is it okay? Because if not, I can always just adjust it really quickly. I realize I should have asked this question before, but because I'm getting a little bit more heated right now, I'm yelling a little bit more. Think it's good? Okay. Hopefully so. Look. It's writing. It's different from the graffiti on that dumpster. I'll kill you. This wall goes all the way back. There's nowhere he could hide. It's a concrete wall. I don't see anywhere he could hide. I don't think he'd hide in the same place twice. I don't think he could climb this. I can't see very well, but I'm pretty sure this is a dead end up ahead. Alright. Advance! It's a dead end up here. There's no need to hurry. I should check out this area a little bit more. Nah. He left this message for me. He should still be around here, though. There are more wooden boxes. There are more wooden boxes here. These are empty, though. Doesn't look like he's here. More boxes here, too. There isn't enough room to hide behind these. He's not here. He isn't here. I don't think you can climb this. Even if you use the boxes as a foothold, you still wouldn't get anywhere. Where? There aren't any places to hide. There's nowhere to hide. I just don't get it. There's nowhere he could have gone. If he comes running down here, I'll have a perfect shot at him. Let's go. Oh, come on. Are you serious? Okay. Oh, he bleeding. And he's got a motorcycle. That's not good. Fuck! Oh my god, why is it flying? Jonathan, put the gun away. I think you should go find Lorraine. Do you want to save? I do want to save. File saved. Very good animation.
雪が止んだわ。よかった。またあなたと一緒に星が見られた。
Oh no, don't say this stuff to me.
この28年間。
Don't say these things.
ロレイン。
その時計まだしてくれてるのね。
Of course he does. He still wears your wedding ring.
君がくれたものだ。
I mean,
私たちの時間は止まっていたのに。ジョナサン、お願い。カレンは病気なの。
wait,
助けてあげて。
wait a minute. You didn't mention this before.
カレンは。
ロレイン。ロレイン。
知り合いか。
友人だ。古い。
かわいそうに。ビヨンドから来たんだろう。
いや、戻ってきたんだ。
She came back.
戻ってきたんだ。
She came back to me.
俺のところに。
Oh, the drama. It is juicy. I do love to see it. ASL. American Space Line.
本日は ASL797 便をご利用いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。
当機はグラビティターンに移り、順調にビヨンドコーストへの軌道を飛行しております。
なお、これより先は無重量状態となりますので、ご気分の悪くなられた方はウィンドウ脇の呼び出しボタンを押してお近くのスチュワーデスまでご連絡ください。
どうしたんですか？気分が悪いようですね。宇宙は苦手で。宇宙酔いですか？珍しいな。宇宙は初めて。いや、昔事故で宇宙を漂流して、それで宇宙恐怖症に。それは大変ですね。スチュワーデスに行って薬をもらったらどうです？コールボタンなら壁の赤いスイッチですよ。いや、まだ大丈夫。
I have so much fucking anxiety, but I'm okay, bro.
気を紛らわすには話すのが一番です。隣に座ったのも何かの縁です。
Hey, man.
よろしく。私はレッドウッドです。
I like Tony.
ああ、イングラムです。よろしく。
Time for some more lore. He's scary. He looks scarier in the other versions. He looks best in this cutscene, I think. BRB need food. Get your munch on, no problem. He's pretty. He's pretty in a strange way. He's got a really pale complexion. Why is your skin that color? Jonathan, you can't just ask that! Because of my artificial blood. My red blood cells are actually white. White blood. I use first generation artificial blood, which is less complex than the third generation kind you see on home. He looks awkward to talk to. Jonathan! Don't be mean. What's that on your head? Sorry if I'm being rude, but what's that writing on your forehead? Oh, so it's rude when you ask about the forehead writing, but not when you ask about his complexion? This is my tag. All Frozeners have one. I've never seen writing like that before. These tags have been designed to prevent a person from being able to distinguish between them. What? These tags have been designed to prevent a person from being able to distinguish between them. That therefore prevents them from being analyzed and forged. What? What? Oh, Wait a minute. Man, Johnny needs to learn social cues, doesn't he? This man's a negotiator. You think he'd be a little better with people skills, you know? But maybe it's the social anxiety. Maybe it's the general anxiety of being in space. Look. Remarkable, isn't it? An emotionless vacuum, silencing all but the tiniest of organisms. Redwood, I don't think that's the exact... You know what? I think both of them are pretty awkward. I think maybe this is not the best setting for them to have a conversation. But it's the only setting that they got, so they make do. Are you really that surprised to see a Frozener? Oh, yeah. Kinda. Sorry if I've offended you. This is the first time I've met one of you guys. Just be careful when you're on Beyond. The people there don't like to see discrimination against us. I'm not that kind of person. Jonathan. That's a lie. Jonathan, that's a lie. That's a lie. I've skipped over some dialogue that proves against that. I've purposefully skipped some dialogue that proves that is not the right. Oh well. Well, at least he's not racist. If that's the thing he's going for, but there are some other views that are a little bit more sketchy. I really wish you wouldn't stare at me like that. It's rude to stare, Jonathan. Oh, this is one of the things I super like. So look, what's that crest on your jacket? This, it's the Policenauts crest. The Policenauts. They're from back in the day. Yes? Oh, I thought that was a cue for more, like, verbal dialogue. What sort of badge is that? Oh, just this thing I have. Kind of a good luck charm. It's my Policenauts badge I always wear around my neck. You must have a real thing for them. Okay, so yeah. The thing that I like about this scene is that when you look at Jonathan, that's Redwood looking at him. It's Tony looking at him and making comments on what he sees. And when you look at Redwood, Tony, it's what Jonathan sees. And so there's like a mutual kind of like, what the fuck is going on with you? Wait a minute, are you still smoking on the fucking... Are you smoking on the trip in space to beyond? I'm guessing you're a heavy smoker. Did you know that smoking isn't permitted on Beyond? It's just to help my nerves. I'm not gonna light it. I'm surprised they let you board with that. It got pretty ugly, believe me. I do. It got pretty ugly. Yeah, I know. Believe you me, that shit was... It was bad. I do believe you. Next question. Is that a bent cigarette? Sort of. This is a mixed cigarette. The only cigarette that gives off secondary smoke anymore. It's a type of bent cigarette. They're hard to come by even on home. Guess I'll be saying goodbye to these for a while. No, you won't. Light. Smoking is prohibited on board the plane. Don't you fucking do that right next to me. Oh, let's look at the Policenauts badge again. It's the Policenauts crest. This thing is 30 years old now. Can I look at your jacket? Jonathan Ingram. It me! It's me! We're experiencing the worst and most awkward conversation to ever happen. Tony is very dry when it comes to his responses, and Jonathan is just really anxious and, like, fucking... He's just... Jonathan's... You can tell by his sweat. He's like, oh god, I'm in space. I fucking hate this. And Tony here is just like, yeah, it's space. I live here. Really wish you wouldn't stare at me like that. Hey, dude, what's up with your hand? I see you injured your arm. I just burned it a little. I know how it is. It must be painful. The best environment for treating a burn is in zero gravity. Oh, for a second I read that as a bum. The best environment for treating a bum. No. Must be painful. Doesn't feel very nice to be stared at, you know. Beyond is still quite a distance away. Unlike an airplane, out here looking at the window doesn't help pass the time much. Okay, but that guy looks shady as fuck. He looks even more shady in the other versions of this game, to be honest. Like, in the PC 98 version, he's just straight up looks more evil. Red sus. Purple sus! Hi, Zach! We are on a space plane. We're having a really awkward conversation. Jonathan Ingram is afraid of space, but he's out here in space anyways because he needs to avenge his wife. His not wife. Wife. His wife that he was married to 25 years ago, but she got remarried because he was declared legally dead. Quote unquote wife. I must look like hell right now. Can we comment on the sweat beads? Kinda hard trying to judge myself objectively. Don't worry, you can ask Tony. Okay, you know what? Let's stop observing things. Let's talk to Tony. You mind if we talk? Yes. Ask about his background. About your skin color. Okay, Jonathan, that's not... What did I just say, Jonathan? What did I just say? About your skin color. It's really like that because of the artificial blood? All the time? It's always like this? Yes. Are you from beyond? Yes, I was born and raised there. I had a family matter to attend to on home. And yourself? Are you a terrestrial? Not exactly. I used to be an amphibian. You know, going back and forth between home and beyond. And if you're just tuning in, home is Earth, beyond is the space colony that's out at the Lagrange point. An amphibian? You were one of the amphibians? It was a long time ago, back when we were called astronauts. Kojima, what the fuck? You literally have the name right there. You can just say astronauts. Do you have to rename them to amphibians? It's just like a little plot thing, just a little thing that's gonna show up a little later on. I'm jumping the gun, but it's not really super plot relevant. It's called, I think it's called like return syndrome. It's just homesickness. It's when like people who live on beyond are like, I want to go home, I want to go back to Earth. It's that, and they call it like return syndrome. It's just being homesick. Amphibian is a good word though. I'll give Kojima that, even though it's a little unnecessary. It's still good. So he gets a pass. It's still just very Kojima core. It might not make much sense to terrestrials, but beyond is home to me. To be honest, though, I guess Frozeners don't really have a home. Okay. His job. First generation artificial blood. Are you military? Something like that, yes. I am a Frozener, after all. So what about that injury to your arm? Yes? What about it? Never mind. You see this shit? So yeah, you're military, huh? Mm-hmm. So how about that injury you got? Yeah? What about it? Nothing about it. To be fair, if the guy just said I burned myself while I'm cooking, I wouldn't fucking judge that. You must be a pretty busy guy. Not really, no. After all, space has been at peace the entire century. It's a surprise tool that will help us later. Exactly. Beyond is a very nice place. It has 1G artificial gravity and its own plant life. Terrestrials enjoy it a lot there too. If you want detailed information, you should talk to the stewardess. It'll be hitting its 30th birthday soon. There are festivities going all over Beyond to mark the anniversary. Okay. Frozeners. Quote unquote. What do you mean by Frozener? A Frozener is someone created from an artificially fertilized egg held in cryogenic storage by the government, or the breeders, as some people call them. Ooh. Didn't Lorraine say that growing wheat and rice is hard? Yes, she did. But also, Redwood has lived on Beyond his entire life. I think it'd be natural that he's like, yeah, it's impressive that we're growing shit out in space, isn't it? It's like, you're not growing shit well out in space. The egg is later transferred to a surrogate mother for gestation and delivery. So you got ready-made people. You got people lined up to be given to surrogate mothers and then be born. Oh yeah, I've heard a little bit about them. There's still a severe shortage of manpower in space development. You sound like I'm boring you. You were asking about the writing on my forehead. All Frozeners have an identification code like this tagged into our foreheads, surprising as it might seem. Why? Some strange bioengineering. Sounds like Elon Musk hell. It does! There's a great number of Frozeners on Beyond. When I was talking about discrimination, that was in reference to the terrestrials who go there. There's no discrimination against us on Beyond like there is on home. If anything, we're considered superior. I don't know about that, man. What does having artificial do for what does having artificial blood do for somebody? Artificial blood has a higher oxygen transportation efficiency than normal blood, so it makes heavy blood loss less of a life-threatening condition. Oh, so you're saying you can lose like a shit ton of blood and it's fine, right? The body's functions aren't negatively affected in areas of low oxygen density either. Yeah, that's perfect for people working in space. So, why hasn't it been adopted for widespread use? A normal person's kidneys and lungs wouldn't be able to process this type of artificial blood. You need to make slight improvements to the kidneys and lungs via gene therapy. Gene therapy? Kojima? And also undergo regular hemodialysis. Kojima? Again, remember, Metal Gear Solid 4, Raiden also has to go through hemodialysis and he has the cyborg lungs and kidneys. That requires incredible amounts of money and proper facilities. Guess we can't really expect the public to be on it anytime soon then. Okay. Arrival time. When are we going to get there? We've just passed the halfway point. When are we going to get there? You look concerned with the time. Just can't seem to settle down. We've just passed the halfway point. We still have a while to go yet. I hate this, bro. Oop. Let's look at my watch. You don't see many watches like those nowadays. Is that a radio control type? Yeah, this model is actually one of the first watches ever used in outer space. It's been modified into a radio-controlled watch. You seem like an old-fashioned kind of guy. You could say I don't keep up with all the trends. Another 12 hours or so, and it'll have been 2 days. Your sense of time on Beyond is different from when you're on home. It's really nothing to worry about, though. So, the space travel from home to Beyond is 2 days. Alright, so let's start showing him some stuff. Let's not stop looking at him. So, have you seen this man? I'm sorry. Who are they? I don't know them. Hey. They, them pronouns. Respectful. I dig that. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. This is the photo of me and Lorraine from when we went to Lucas World. Why are you showing this guy the picture of you and your ex-wife? The one I had sitting on my desk back in my office. Never hurts to think ahead. Is that your wife? No. Oh, so is she your girlfriend? Something about her reminds me of the woman from that other photo. I guess the ages are too far apart, though. You know, Lucas World. The legally distinct Lucas World. It's not Disney World. It's legally distinct. They look Asian. Are they famous? Are they Japanese by any chance? Why do you ask? There are a lot of Japanese in space. You know, since we're run by the Tokugawa Corporation. Conglomerate, sorry. Yeah, oh my god, I completely... And nearly all of them are connected to Tokugawa. Why are you asking if they're famous? That photograph looks really old. Hey, is that date correct? Yeah. Jonathan, how do you explain that? Hey, this photo says it was taken back in 2008. But you look the same. What's up with that? It's like, that's a story for another time. Capsules. If those are for SAS, I don't need any. I'm on Beyond, so I'm alright. What kind of leaf is that? Is that from a terrestrial plant? Policenauts photo? Why am I not surprised? It's about as rare as that crest. You must have a real thing for them. I used to be one, man! How do you not recognize me? I'm the famous Jonathan Ingram! Although, if I'm going to give Jonathan any credit, I'm kind of glad that, like, his quote-unquote famous, accident hasn't given him heirs. You know, it's like, I'm the famous astronaut that got lost in space for 25 years. Don't you know me? It's like Jonathan, he doesn't want to be recognized, so he's not gonna bring it up. Now, virtually anyone can go to outer space. Yep, seems like it. If you're bored, why don't you call the stewardess over? You can call the stewardess by pressing the call button on the wall. I will in a second. Look. There's a button to call the stewardess and a button for the TV there. Let's turn on the TV! I am the famous man who went into a coma for 25 years! I had to go under physical therapy for 1 whole year. It sucked. Let's see what's on the tube. BBC! Wait a minute. Oh, yep, there she is. Hi, Karen.
こんにちは。ニュースオーダーの時間です。
This story takes place in 2040.
ビヨンド内でのナーク中毒者が急増しております。
The drug is called narc!
事態を重く見た BCP では
The drug itself is called narc!
根絶を図るため特別チームを編成。ホームからのナーク流入ルートの解明を急いでいるとのことです。ナークはアヘンから作られる合成麻薬でモルヒネ型依存症状と LSD などの幻覚誘発症状をも兼ね備えた麻薬の帝王と言われるものです。
Most common illegal drug?
宇宙推進事業団によりますと、
When it's that fucked up,
における
nearly a third of all individuals
30% を超
involved
え
in
ると報
space
告されており、
development.
宇宙でのナーク中毒者は増加の傾向にあるとの見解に達しておりま
That's
す。
fucked up.
以上、BBC からお伝えしました。
Tony just comes out and says like, wow, you're a Policenauts fan?
BBC
Oh wait.
どこのテレビ局だろう。今のはビヨンドのテレビ番組ですよ。ビヨンドコーストブロードキャスティング、つまり BBC ね。
Beyond Broadcasting Coast. But like I was saying, it's just you hear Tony like come out and say like, wow, so you're a Policenauts fan? That's very poggers. And Jonathan's like, I don't know, what the fuck are you saying? Turn on the TV again. Let's see what else she's talking about. Organ transplanting.
移植用臓器が不足しています。宇宙開発における宇宙環境の影響により人体へのさまざまな障害が起こっています。無重力状態や宇宙船などにより臓器の疾患、異常が急増しており、このままでは十分な移植が賄えないとドナー不足に対する大きな不安が寄せられています。宇宙推進事業団ではホームの移植後進国などにドナーネットワークへの加入を呼びかけています。以上、カレン北条がお伝えしました。
Thank you, Karen. That's pretty PogChamp, ain't it? Though the fact that you know so much about them is pretty sus. Man, if I could copy Tony Redwood's voice, I would be so fucking happy. His voice is so nice. I'll call the stewardess over. Ding dong, please help me. Hi. Hello.
はい、どうなさいましたか？顔色が悪いですね。宇宙酔いですか？
ああ、
緊張なさらないで気を楽にしてください。
ありがとう。
Hello, pretty lady.
何か私にできることございますか？
Yeah, let's look. That's an explanation of the emergency life pod. Please be sure to go over it. A life pod? Is that like a survival bar? Survival ball? No, a life pod has room for 30 people. In the event we have to use the life pod, remember that you would be putting on your spacesuit first. Those are stored above. Wait a minute. So instead of using like those air masks and like the life raft, we're getting into literal spacesuits and getting into a life pod. Ooh. The life pod is only there in case of an emergency. Try to relax and enjoy the flight. Pretty. Look, am I glad I picked this flight. I might have not met such a beautiful stewardess otherwise. Well, thank you. You've got a very nice body. Don't just go out and say that, man. This is taking the SAS off my mind. I suppose if it's helping... I am no longer going to look. Wait, she actually does make some interesting comments. You're really cute. Your face is a little chubby, though. In zero gravity, your blood collects in the upper half of your body, causing your face to swell a little. It's called moon face. Leg. You have exquisite legs! Thank you, but in zero gravity, the legs appear thinner than normal because your blood collects in the upper half of your body. Remember what I just said, you idiot? It's called bird... It's called bird leg. Okay, so she's got moon face, she's got bird leg, okay. I choose not to observe the rest of her body. Let's talk to her, please. Excuse me? Yes? Ask about Beyond. Beyond Coast, mankind's first space colony, was completed in 2010. Since immigration was open to the general public in 2013, the colony's population has grown to approximately 1 million people. 1 million? And you Lorraine described it as like a city? Oh yeah, I probably should have mentioned this way earlier though, but if Jonathan makes some kind of like sexist remarks, that's because he's kind of based off of Riggs and like Jonathan and Ed are based off of Riggs and Murtaugh from like a movie. I can't believe I forgot the movie's name just now. But it's like a buddy cop movie that existed a little bit before this. And Kojima loves his movies, so that's probably where he got the inspiration. There's going to be a few of those moments. Beg pardon. Nearly 1/3 of the current population is comprised of second-generation inhabitants. What? Whoa, there's a lot of options for Beyond. Okay, so the size of Beyond. Well, first of all, the colony is a cylinder type. It's 6.5 kilometers in diameter and 32 kilometers in length. It makes one complete rotation every 2 minutes, creating artificial gravity virtually equal to that of Earth's 1G. The colony's surfaces and mirrors are divided into 3 sections around its central axis, with each section having an area of 90 square kilometers. It's the first and last O'Neill-type colony. What? What do you mean it's the first and last? Are you telling me they're not gonna try and replicate that? Oh, okay, so she just says it once every time. The medical definition of space adaptation syndrome, or SAS, is the symptoms one experiences during adaptation to zero gravity. It varies from person to person, but over 50% of people develop symptoms within 1 to 2 hours of entering weightlessness. So it's another form of like motion sickness, I would assume. Like a more extreme version of motion sickness, but like anti-motion sickness. Wonder if these stewardesses have trouble on land, so they like live on these ships. I wouldn't be surprised if they lived in like mostly 0G areas or like on beyond. Because do keep in mind, this lady is floating. It isn't like some sort of like Jonathan isn't like craning his head underneath. She's literally floating above them. So that's why this angle looks like this. Oh my god. Course. Normally, we would spend the night in an Earth-orbiting space station and then travel the rest of the way in an orbital transfer vehicle. But this is a direct flight to Beyond, which takes about 2 days. So instead of, like, having a connecting flight, like, quote-unquote, between cities, where the station acts as a city, it's just, like, the straight shot. So we'll be there soon. Wait. I didn't get to ask the rest of... Oh my god. There's so much shit to ask her, but I'm not going to ignore it. I'm actually genuinely curious, because I don't remember any of these things. Beyond isn't as far from Earth as some people think. It's approximately 3,800,000 kilometers from Earth, which is about the same distance as the Earth, which is about the same distance as between the Earth and the Moon. That's what people tend to be most curious about. What's the climate like? Everyone asks me, what's the climate like? What's it like? I don't know. Well, let me tell you. By changing the angles of its 3 solar mirrors, Beyond is able to create the effect of a day-night cycle and maintain a mild temperature all year round. Its climate is virtually identical to that of the west coast of the United States. You know, since you live in LA. Fuck the East Coast. All my homies hate the East Coast. That's the other reason it's called the Beyond Coast. Its environment isn't as alien as some people expect. It's almost a perfect recreation of Earth's. It has artificial clouds, various forms of precipitation, and even wind as well. We got fancy wind here on this colony, can you believe it? Man. The partial pressures of the oxygen and carbon dioxide in its atmosphere are also the same. Toilets. Why is this a question? Sir, I am telling you this from my handbook manual because I've never stepped off this ship. In fact, I was born here. I was raised on this ship all my life. It's big enough for me to be raised here, don't worry about it. In accordance with stricter space debris regulations, the plane doesn't eject waste out into space like before. So you won't get the chance to see any space fireflies like Project Mercury's astronaut Glenn, or Milky Ways like Aurora 7's astronaut Carpenter. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? You know, I don't think I want to know. Meals. Space food has vastly improved over the years and is actually quite tasty now. Following the latest trends on Earth, we even offer Japanese cuisine as well. Japanese! Yeah, you know how it is. It's fine. I don't like the way she phrased it as like space fireflies and Milky Ways though. I don't like that. I know that's just like a cute little way of like saying it, but like, you know, to be space related, but I don't like the way I don't like that. I don't like it. However, because flavors aren't preserved very well under low air pressure, we don't bother using any exotic flavorings in our food. Okay, what do you mean exotic flavorings? Girl, What do you mean exotic flavorings? Are you telling me that you're just using salt and pepper? You got any paprika in there? Any garlic? Onion? Dill? Tell me you got to have the dill. Bland as shit, says it tastes good. Girl, please. Space food's actually been very improved in the past few years, but we don't use any exotic spices. Are we talking about like white people tasty? Are we talking about like undercooked chicken breast tasty? Because I'm not about that life. Passengers. What are the passengers like? The fuel tank, which contains liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen, is considerably big, so there's only enough seating space for 30 people, including crew. That's why the life pod holds exactly 30, huh? Interesting. Since there are less than 30 passengers, there are no separate classes on board. Okay, so no bougie. There's no bougie seats, cool. I've noticed it's extremely quiet on board. Me and Tony have been talking and it's the only noise that we've been hearing the entire time. Please help. The walls of the plane are reinforced with piezoelectric elements. Piezoelectric elements. Everyone can hear Redwood going, yeah, what about my burned hand? They cancel out the noise from the plane by bending in the opposite direction of the vibrations outside. What the fuck? Hello? Okay, so like it's a reverse echo chamber? That's why it was so quiet when we were leaving the atmosphere, was it? There are optical fibers running all over the body of the plane. If any problems should occur outside, we'll know right away. World of difference from the shuttles we had 30 years ago. Sensors on the outside of the plane check for any changes in the conditions, like pressure or temperature, and automatically make adjustments to the plane's course accordingly. Boy. How much longer will it be until we arrive? We're not far from beyond now, just another day. How about now? We're not far from beyond now. We're not far from beyond now. Look at this photo of Hojo. You ever seen the man in this photo before? Are they family members of yours? Not exactly. What do you think of this picture? She's a very beautiful woman. You ever seen capsules like these before? What kind of pills are those? If you're feeling sick, I have medication for sass with me. Any idea what kind of leaf this is? It doesn't look familiar now. Don't forget that if you're taking plants into Beyond, they need to be inspected at the spaceport. I have a single leaf, ma'am. I have half of a leaf. Ma'am? Ma'am. Policenauts photo. You recognize this photo? Yes, I've seen it in textbooks. They were Beyond's original cops. You're going to Beyond to learn about the Policenauts, are you? There's an exhibit on the Policenauts at the Astronauts Memorial Museum. Points at Jonathan, points at her, points at the picture, points at Jonathan. Literally, Jonathan doesn't look any different from he does in the photo. He just has longer hair. Is that a pressed leaf from Earth? This man is probably famous, but his mullet keeps throwing people off. That's probably what's happening. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, the space policenaut Jonathan Ingram. He was famous, and didn't he get ejected and lost in space 25 years ago? I heard they found him. But I wonder how he's doing now. It's like, if Jonathan Ingram came up to you right now with a mullet, what would you think? It's like, I would ask him why he's wearing a mullet. Nice cosplay of the historical figure. It's the phrasing of that makes me think like, fuck it, the Tony Hawk of 2040, pretty much. You need to put him in a spacesuit or else people won't recognize him. It's like... Nice cosplay of George Washington. Leaf. Hi, Zach. What kind of pills? Yeah, nothing. I don't want to examine her anymore. I don't want to look at her anymore because I don't want Jonathan to like make a comment on her boobs or something, so I'm just gonna ask for the medicine now. You think you could give me something for my SAS? It must really be uncomfortable for you. But these things do take a while to take effect, you know. You might not need it in a little bit. Yeah, I know, but I'd still rather take something. I think you'll be alright. We'll be arriving at Beyond shortly. Listen! Listen, lady, you were the one telling me that you had the SAS medicine, and if I was uncomfortable, I should get it from you. Don't be telling me that, hey, you don't need it. You don't need it, you'll be fine. No, give me. Here's a Relax Effects. I'm sorry, you call it a what? A Relax Effects? That name is very on the nose. But thank you. Relax Effects, who makes this? Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals, huh? What? Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals, huh? I didn't know you turned into Snake. Thanks. Here goes nothing. I didn't realize it had the gulping noise. Sure, we'll flirt. I think I like flirting with this girl the best because I think she has the most dry responses to it. How does you and me having dinner under the stars after we land sound? I don't know if that's such a good idea. I'm trying to do my job here, you know. If you're free, how about showing a stranger around Beyond? Man, what should I do? I'd consider it if you work for Tokugawa. Damn. Okay. I think we've bothered her enough. Have her stay or let her go. I'm gonna let her go now. Can I assist you with anything else? Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Call me again if you need anything. Like a bop upside the head. You seem to be apprehensive about going to Beyond. Sir, I've never been off the ship before. I know nothing. Everything I've learned is from a textbook. I know I've been telling you these things about Beyond, but the furthest I've been from Beyond is just being one step outside of the spaceship just to escort passengers off the plane. I've never actually stepped foot on it. I've lived in space my entire life. Thank you and have a good day. No, not really. We'll be fine when you get there. There's artificial gravity and nice clean air. It truly is a wonderful place. Yeah, this does sound like someone who grew up there. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Do you want to show me around then? Tony? My friend? My new buddy? Where's my cursor?
少し眠ったらどうです？
そうですね。宇宙よりも楽になりましたから。
何かあれば起こしてあげますよ。
Thank you.
それじゃあ。
Thank you, Tony, my friend who I love. Sleep. Oh, he's sleeping.
お疲れ様でした。当機は間もなくビヨンドコースト宇宙
She said it wouldn't kick in quick, but it did. It sure did. Space medical exam. Different from your normal medical exams. Oh god. Oh god. Tony, you look bad here. American Space Lines. I love how, like, Gundam gravity seems to work on this spaceship. She's just kind of floating. Tony, say something. You're scaring me. Man, looks like a corpse that was been dehydrated again. Boy, that man needs some beverage. Get this man a glass of water, please. He's in desperate need. Also a burger. This man needs to eat. Someone help him. God, do they have any livestock on Beyond? They probably don't. If they have a hard time growing rice and wheat, they probably don't have any livestock. Yeah, I'm gonna save. Overwrite that stuff. Yeah. Oh. The timing on that. Beyond. Beyond.
Beyond coast.
Yerp.
天と地が一つに見えるところ。ここは本当の
This game is long.
Beyond かもしれん。
Prologue. Yeah. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the game.
地球でのネゴシエーター特権もここでは通用しまい。一人で北条の行方を探すのは困難かもしれない。エド・ブラウンに協力を仰ぐのが賢明だろう。奴なら快く引き受けてくれる。
More like prolong.
エドはビヨンド警察 BCP にいる。
He should be at the BCP.
奴も50代
He'll be in his mid-50s too.
ポリスノーツ時代からだから、きっと BCP でも接戦してるに違いない。
Catch you on the VOD. I feel like I can go at least another hour. I really love this game. I brought a picture of Lorraine just for the heck of it. Ooh, but I do love this music though.
まずはエドを探しに BCP へ急ごう。
One of the things I like about this game, it may seem tedious in other ways, but there's just so much to examine and talk about. Like you saw on the plane, you can like look at things like more than once, and they have multiple things to say about it. And as someone who loves to learn the lore behind a series and like a game, I love it. Like this. The spaceport is near the center of the colony, so they've covered the floor with adhesive carpet to counteract the low gravity. People call it theater carpet. That's why I can walk fine in regular sneakers. Wait a minute, do you call it theater carpet? Ew. Check out Daphne by the escalators. Hey girl, where's Scooby at? Where's Fred? They look like they're waiting for flight. Space travel is a heck of a lot easier now compared to before. In our day... And back in my day, we had to undergo a 150-point medical exam in order to get off the ground. Oh, I don't want to move yet. The soles of your shoes stick to the carpet as you go along, so you end up walking a little funny. Hey look, it's Karen. It's a jumbo TV screen. It's showing news from BBC. New stories? Wait, do they have new stuff? Hello? Gross carpet. Gross theater carpet. Sticky with... soda. Hey Karen, anything else new?
こんにちは。ニュースオーダーの時間です。
The reason why I paused is because I was just like... I was trying to make the joke that... What the fuck?!
ビヨンド内でパーソナルバーチャルリアリティ用の
Hello?
わいせつアダルトソフトを違法制作・販売していたゴールド映像の関係者3名と PVR に出演していた AVR 女優2名が検挙されました。調べを受けたゴールド映像ではこれまで50タイトル以上もの PVR 用わいせつソフトを通信販売、
Hello?
年間50億円もの荒稼ぎを行っていた模様です。今回 AVR 女優までもが検挙されたというケースは初めてのことです。わいせつ AVR は手軽に家庭内で遊べることから未成年への悪影響が問題沙汰されていた矢先のことでした。
I don't remember this.
以上 BBC からお伝えしました。
Alrighty then. I'm assuming that means that's VR porn. I'm not clicking on that again, just in case that story plays one more time. This is one of the spaceport's information areas. There's a woman sitting behind the desk. Amazing. The future. The future has so many innovations. There's passengers everywhere. Space is in the thin reach of the common man now. Looks like they've only got a carry-on bag. Okay, but like, my question is, how expensive is a space flight, do you think? Like, a round trip ticket for like a pretty long flight can go for like hundreds of dollars, like $500, $600, depending on like exactly where you're going. Probably, maybe. It's a board displaying information about spaceplane departures and arrivals. Can't get over how many flights there are. Well, I guess if there are so many flights, I guess it probably is like an actual normal plane ticket price. Which makes me wonder how expensive a normal plane ticket is back on home. The information's being updated constantly. I like this track though, I know I said this. Also depends on if it's like business trips or something. True, that is another factor. Okay, that escalator goes up to the second floor. It's a low gravity escalator. What? How does it... Hold... Jonathan, what's the difference between a low gravity escalator and a normal escalator? Gate 28, I'll never get anything done sitting around here. I should get over to BCP and see Ed. Theater carpet. The secret here is that they don't actually put adhesive on the carpet. They just spill soda all over it. Which I did learn, fun fact, that like for ballerinas and dancers and stuff, when you can't use like shoes for certain like productions, what they'll do is that they'll mop the floor with like with diluted soda, so it's slightly sticky, so they have like some traction. And that's because I kind of heard like a freak story of like some dude who like poured like straight up soda on the floor, and it was just like, as you would imagine, the stickiest son of a bitch thing to just move around in. BCP, Pojo's house, gate 28. There's no point going back to the space plane. Okay. Wait. Let's go to BCP. Let's go find Ed.
BCP へ急ごう。
Oh hey, look, it's the cool suits.
ここが BCP か。さあ、エドに会えるといいが。
Look at them! These the police suits BCP uses? They look like something you take to war. I mentioned it, like, in my Tumblr post promoting this stream, but remember, if you've ever played MGS1, or at least, like, seen gameplay of it, when Otacon talks about how, oh, I wanted to make the giant mechs like you see in the Japanese animes, the poster and the clips that are shown during that conversation are from Policenauts, which is funny considering that the EMP suits don't actually take that big of a precedent in the story. They're police suits employed by BCP. Kinda pathetic they gotta depend on these. See, even Jonathan's not impressed. This one looks the same. It's boring, I don't like it. These, the police cars they're using nowadays? They don't look any different from the ones on home. These are more my thing than the suits. A BCP police car's parked there. Alright, let's head on in. That looks like the entrance. Let's go inside.
ここが BCP のロビーか。広いんだな。
おい、あんた、何の用だい？被害届でも出すのかい？
What that? It's a map of Beyond Coast. The place looks like some sort of control room. Let me guess. Undercover. I thought I smelled something. Talk to you. I'm looking for a guy who works here called Ed Brown. Do you know him? I'm Detective Starsky. I'm waiting for Detective Foley and Sergeant Riggs. Don't know anybody by that name. Never heard the name. Hey, you! This looks like the kind of counter you'd find at a hospital or a bank. Crime must be a lot more widespread here than I thought. Hey, BCP cop. Looks like your typical police getup. You don't have any space uniforms? He's got a stun rod attached to his belt. A-cab! They look like bank tellers or something. Are they operators for this place? Detective grocery store. It's BCP cop. He looks like the receptionist. Maybe I'll try asking this guy about Ted. Ed, not Ted. Yo, you. I don't like that smirk you got there, buddy.
ああ、いいかな。俺はジョナサン・イングラム。地球で探偵をしてる。
それで、
His name's
ビ
Bob.
ヨンドまでわざわざどうしたんだい？
昔ここに勤務してたことがある。
へえ、本当かい？ぶち込まれてたって
Do
わ
you
けじゃ
not
ないだろうな。
recognize the name
警官
Jonathan
をしてたん
Ingram?
だ。当時の旧友に会いに来た。
なるほど。同窓会でもしようってわけか。それで、話してみな。
You're rude. I don't like you. Security on Beyond. So how's the crime situation here these days? I know you didn't come here to ask me that. Whatever. It's been 30 years, what do you expect? They try to tell you it's a safe place and everything, but in reality, Beyond's the same as any major city on home. Just like Lorraine said. You know, I have a job to do here. No sympathy, huh? Of course you're gonna get crime if you've got a million people living together. Theft, prostitution, drugs, murder, take your pick. The work never stops around here. We get paid next to nothing, too. I'd have no sympathy for you because you're a cop. It's been over 20 years since this place got started. Times change. AP does all the real work nowadays. They're the ones that hit the street. Old cops like me get the desk work. What about the guys behind you? They all work desk jobs too? Yeah, the operators? They process all the information that gets sent here. AP is BCP, period. I guess the amps play a big part too. Stop it with the abbreviations! I can't remember all of them! Not everybody gets to pilot those, though. People on home seem to think we're all out whizzing around in amps everywhere. I got work to do, you know. Bro, I'm going to ask you all of these questions and you are going to answer all of these questions. AP stands for Advanced Police. I just got teleported back to, like, fucking junior and senior year of high school. You telling me you got advanced placement for cops? Boy. It's the elite unit the chief created. It employs the latest imps as well as frozeners. Who's that standing there? Not the plainclothes guy, the other one. An old cop like me. The AP unit works out of the AP room. That's where they got all the advanced equipment. We get tossed the BS work. EMPs are police suits developed by the Tokugawa Heavy Industries and BCP for use in and around the colony. EMPS stands for Extravehicular Mobility Police Suit. They're the things out front, yeah? Right? Yeah, I saw 'em. Those are the Goddard model. Each one alone costs tens of billions of yen, but price ain't an issue. We could never go back to the way things were before we started using them. I got work to do. Fuck off, bro. They're the guys born from the fertilized eggs that the government's got. Oh, I don't like the phrasing of that. Normally they get sent to military, but the chief uses them in AP too. Yeah, they use that white artificial blood, right? Lately we've seen Frozeners sent here from various militaries on home. Oh. So instead of recruiting like normal people, you just have super soldiers on the ready. I don't like that. Here to see Ed Brown. You know, the former Policenaut. Ed? Ed Brown? That's who you're here to see? Jesus, you came all the way from home to see him? He's down in the junkyard. The junkyard? Yeah, Vice. BCP's a dump. He's in charge there. You got something against Ed, or what? He's totally useless. I pray to God I don't end up like him. Everyone around here knows him. Hard to believe he used to work with the chief. Oh yeah? The chief's an ex-Policenaut too. How much more you expecting to hear from me? I'm expecting to hear everything. I hate this man. You said Vice? If guys like us have the BS work, you can imagine the fun they have. AP handles just about everything they used to do. I don't know why they still call it Vice. It's down in the basement. The cave, as we call it. You called it the junkyard, now you're calling it the cave. You're going to disrespect my friend. It's dark, smelly, and weird stuff grows on the walls. I'm going to fucking bite you! That's what Ed does now? You know what? I'm gonna show you these photos and shit, and then I'm gonna leave you, because actually I don't want to have these conversations with you anymore. Can you tell me if you've ever seen this man anywhere? What does he have to do with anything? I thought you're here to see Ed. A-cab whenever this man appears, yeah. You see this? I don't care what your girlfriend looks like. Damn, man. What do you make of these capsules? What are those supposed to be? Don't recognize them. Have you ever seen this kind of leaf before? That a pressed leaf? I'm not into plants. You know this picture, right? You're a Policenaut too? Damn, I had no idea. Oh, right. You and Ed. Makes sense now. So, you had anti-aging ops or something? Like I told you, AP does all the work here. The Policenauts are a joke now. Alright.
助かったよ。その言葉は風紀課に行ってからにした方がいい。
I'm biting you, I am biting you, I am biting you!
聞かなかった方が良かったかもな。立ちの落ちぶれた姿は見たくないも
How
んだ。
dare you call my best friend a loser? Okay, and I guess we'll address her. Hey girl, how you doing? The call girl, a staple of modern society. That's not how call girls work, Kojima. You not from around here? Wanna get away from here, baby? Real good price, I promise. I'm gonna go! Stranger danger! Steal his glasses and run. Zoop!
地下だな、風紀課
Fucking
は。
take them off your fucking
Anta.
face.
エドに伝えてくれ。
What?
早くやめちまいなって。いつまでもただ飯食らってると惨めだってな。
I am
俺は便利
going
屋じゃ
to
ない。
bite you.
言いたけりゃ自分の口で言うんだな。
Yeah, tell him, Jonathan. Fuck you. Fuck this guy. Fuck you, Bob. Fuck you. What an asshole. That's my girl. There she
ここが
is.
噂に名高い風紀課か。なるほど。優遇されてる部署とは思えんな。
Meryl's not gonna fucking get up for you. What are you fucking thinking? Hey, girl. B.O.B. Bastard of Beyond. Yup. Hi. She's quite a tall woman. Must be at least 6 feet. They don't look like the APs the guy in the lobby was talking about. Their complexions are normal. Are you trying to compare them to Frozeners? She's the biggest woman I've seen since I got here. The hell do you want? Yep. You got a minute? Is this Vice? What's it to you? Put a sock in it, tough guy. Walk yourself back up the stairs while you're at it. This is Vice, BCP's dump. Interesting outlook. She's got a pretty strong home accent. So I'm assuming a home accent is like comparable to like an accent from fucking I completely forgot it. Like Osakan accent. No, this guy's awake. He's eating a hamburger. I remember me and Ed used to hit the fast food joints all the time. You hungry or something? Forget it. Don't even ask. Yeah, they can't be APs. He's a scrawny little kid. Doesn't seem like the place for him. How am I supposed to eat with you staring at me? Maybe I'll try you instead. This is the Vice unit, right? What do you want? This is the basement. Toilet's upstairs. I'm eating right now. It's me and my burger. Leave me alone. New York accent. I don't think I want to imagine Meryl with a fucking New York accent. No, please. Is that a Monster Garage kit? Yeah, it's from the 30cm King of the Monsters vinyl series. It was designed by Noboru Sakai III. I made this from a zero-G kit. By casting the parts in zero gravity, you prevent seam lines and air bubbles from forming. They even sell made-in-space garage kits now, huh? Book stand? That's a lot of paper media. Man, a book stand. Reminds me of LAPD. Never expected to find people still using paper trays on Beyond. They've got paper trays and book stands here. I'm shocked they use all this paper. I think I see why they call this the junkyard. Oh my god, you guys still use paper. What a fucking... Oh my god, that's amazing. Also, I just want to note that, Ed is asleep. Ed is snoring right now. And also that there is literally an audio file in the Policenauts OST that's called the Junkyard. I'm assuming that's a typo. I'm assuming it means junkyard, not Junkyard, but it's a straight like 1 minute of Ed snoring. It's a whole ass minute of just Ed snoring. No, it's him. We'll get to him later. Looks like a stiff door. It started to rust where the paint's come off. What's that? A 2D wanted poster. I had no idea they were still using this. This feels as behind the times as a paper newspaper. I'm surprised they even let them use it. Seems like a bad idea, what with all the advances in 3D imaging. This must be the boss's area, seeing as it's a complete mess. I suppose that cop was right in a way. Guess what they say about Vice is true with a place looking like this. That machine looks really old. I wonder what it's used for. Okay, let's go wake up Ed. Is that Ed? I can't make out the face. Look closer. Yeah, that's it, alright. Ed, you bum! It's barely even lunch! Hey, Ed! He's out cold. Unbelievable. Wake up! Yo, Ed! Get up, damn it! It looks fine, honestly.
居眠りするにはまだ早いぜ。
ジョナサン。
30年も先回りしやがって。
ジョナサン。ジョナサン・イングラムか。
My best friend.
懐かしいな。
エドも元気そうだな。
ジョナサン、よく来てくれた。ゆっくりしてってくれ。この通り俺の方は暇を持てましてる。そうだ、ビヨンドでも案内しよう。
Oh, he's so excited to see him right away.
実は頼みがあってきたんだ。
頼み？
ああ、助けが欲しい。俺の捜査に協力してくれ。ロレインの夫、 徳川製薬の北条健三という男がこのビヨンドで行方不明になっている。俺はロレインの依頼でその北条の消息を追ってるんだ。エド。
ジョナサン、すまんがそういうことなら力にはなれん。
エド、ロレインが殺されたんだ。俺の目の前で。何か大きな事件に巻き込まれたに違いないんだ。
すまん、ジョナサン。
どうしちまったんだよ、エド。いつからそんなふぬけになった。
頭を冷やせ、ジョナサン。この一件は我々の担当ではない。ホームの警察に任せるのが一番だ。
エド。
ジョナサン、BCP で俺たちのことを何て呼ばれてるか知ってるか？ジャンク屋だ。ここはクズしか集まってこん。後がないんだ。
昔のエドはどこへ行ったんだ？俺の知ってるあのエドは。
ジョナサン、お前の知ってるエドは30歳も若いエドだ。今の俺は違う。守るべき家族もローンもある。年を取れば勇気もなくなる。失敗も恐れる。権力にも屈するようになるんだ。俺はゲイツのように器用ではない。
エド。
俺はここでこの汚い地下で机にしがみついているの。
All I have left is my dog, my mortgage, my wife. Oh wait, he doesn't even have his wife.
デカ長、デカ長がやらないんなら私が手伝うわ。
My
メリルがやるって
girl.
言うんなら僕もその話に乗った。
Literally
お
Meryl.
前たちバカなこと言うな。こんなことが上にバレたら終わりだぞ。
終わりってデカ長、ここがその終わりなんじゃないの？
Woo! Oh, Jonathan's not into it.
俺は30年の間にいろんなものを失っちまった。ロレインも。だがこれで本当に全てを失っちまったってわけだ。無理を言ったな、エド。じゃあな。
No one here is straight. Get back in here.
なんてこった。あと3年だぞ。あと3年で無事定年だってのに。たく。
I can't say no to you, Jonathan.
できんからな。
エド。
それから無茶はごめんだぞ、無茶は。
わかってるさ、エド。心配するな。
お前の心配するのが一番心配なんだ。それからメリルにデイブ。お前らこの件には手を出すな。
Hell no, they're not.
この件は俺の個人的な問題だ。
了解デカ長、手は出さないわ。
口は出すけどね。
たく。あ、ジョナサン、遅れたがこいつらを紹介しておく。
ハモセリ。
メリルにデイブだ。メリルはホーム生まれのホーム育ち。元ハイテク特殊部隊フォックスハウンドの最後の隊員だ。あのザンジバーランド関連に参加。
Like in Metal Gear.
道理で地球なまりがひどいと思った。
よろしく、ポリスノーツさん。
デイブはビヨンド生まれ、ビヨンド育ちのビヨンズだ。
Born and raised in the
よろしく、ジョ
cylinder.
ナサン。テレストリアルは大歓迎だよ。ホームはいいものな。僕もホームの移住願いを申請中なんだ。
よろしく、メリルにデイブ。
さて、ジョナサン、どうしよう。とりあえず BCP 内を案内しようか。お前もポリスノーツだったんだ。興味はあるだろ。
Okay, let's talk about Meryl. Let's talk to Meryl. Let's look at Meryl. Your hair's kind of bushy, like an afro or something. That's no. Must be kind of hard work, isn't it? Actually, it's easier for me this way. Brushing your hair all the time is a pain, I think. Ever seen her curly hair texture, man? Not many people on Beyond have hair this long. Why not? That gun seems a little big for a woman. Hey, isn't that exactly what fucking Solid Snake says? I love Dave so fucking much, man. I know next to nothing about him, but I love him. I like that you like him. This is a Magnum Monster Special. The biggest lift gun in the world. So that's a lift gun. This kind of gun suppresses recoil, allowing you to use it in zero gravity. Almost all guns on the colony are lift guns. There's a second explosion in the moment a bullet exits the muscle. Ugh. Oh god. This sentence. There's a second explosion the moment a bullet exits the muscle, kind of like a rocket. That serves as the bullet's main propulsion. That's why there's so little recoil. Wouldn't another explosion right outside the gun throw off your aim? Nope. See, you have a laser that keeps you locked onto your target. It has other features that absorb the residual recoil anyways. I'll take my recoil any day. Have you put in any practice at the shooting range here? It's got several different programs you can use. You should check it out sometime. Thanks, I'm a pretty good shot, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. I haven't had a game over yet, thankfully. Nyuk nyuk nyuk. I wouldn't mind watching you practice sometime. Foxhound. Is that a real tattoo? No, just a paint tattoo. It stays on for about half a year. I am still a woman after all. God damn it, Kojima! You really fill out that shirt. What do you expect? I am a woman. Why, you want to get to know me even more? Nah, I'd probably break something. Wimp. That's quite a knife. It's a Nishio combat knife. It's for protection. I've carried one ever since I was in the military. No one would go after you. Earring. I want to look at the earring. That's an unusual earring. I made it from a bullet I got shot with. It missed my heart by a fraction of an inch. I keep it for good luck. Meryl's so cool! You've got a cute face. I can see a flirty side to you. You should ask the chief about the last guy who tried to hit on me. Don't call me that again. I hate jokes. So what should I say? How about... Oh, Meryl, you're simply radiant. Radiant? Oh, I love Meryl so much! I love her! I do love her very much, though, is the thing. And I hate to say this, but... Policenauts Meryl is better than MGS Meryl in pretty much every single way. Because even though I grew up with MGS Meryl, Metal Gear Solid Meryl is put in the damsel in distress position way too often. I know it's kind of understandable in Metal Gear Solid 1 because she's literally a rookie. Like, she doesn't have a lot of field experience and she's just thrust into this completely batshit situation. But they, like, put a big emphasis on, like, I'm a woman. I'm strong. I can shoot guns. I've been shooting this gun ever since I was a little girl, before I was even in a bra. I'm so cool. Oh, wait a minute. I got sniped by Sniper Wolf. I'm being held hostage. Snake, help. Like, there's just a bunch of little things that keep adding up to where it's like, Meryl doesn't really do much as a character in her own. Like, I know I'm just rambling on here, but it's like, Meryl has so much potential in Metal Gear Solid, but Kojima just doesn't explore any of it. And Meryl here, she gets shit done. She's not as big of a character as, like, let's say Ed or Karen, but she does her own fair share, and she's great. She's a badass. Meryl? What? You can put that knife away. I won't fight you. Sorry, what? Wait, did you say you like me? I'm not even gonna try. What does that even mean? I don't know. What about you? What do you tell me about yourself? That's a surprise. No one's ever said that to me before. Not in person, anyway. I'm mainly into bikes and combat. I like men, but not in that way. This woman's a lesbian! You heard it here! Of course, ever since I came here, half of me's disappeared. You can't ride bikes in the colony. Well, you can, but only electric ones. They don't let you import gas engine models. Bike's nothing without the speed. You wouldn't be much without the combat either, huh? Sorry, I'm not good at small talk. That's fine. So, you were in the military on home. Why'd you join? Everyone in my family was in the military. I guess that's why. I think they kinda hoped I would. Why'd you move to Beyond? I was in the special forces on home, but the way the world's regions were stabilizing and whatnot meant we weren't needed as much. There's no excitement in that. I was dying to see some real action. Then the government started using more and more frozeners. They ended up getting all the work. That's when I thought I'd try it here. Passed all the checks no problem, but Beyond's the same story. Those bug-eyed albino freaks. Meryl, that's not nice! Just my luck, huh? But I guess she's got like first-hand experience with them, so I don't know. But yeah, this woman lesbian. What's it like working here? Advice? Pretty boring. Catching Johns and prostitutes with undercover stings, basic patrols of the colony, that kind of stuff. What do you mean, boring? There's this big area for prostitution in the center of the colony called Kabuki Quarter. Tourists from home like to go there for the zero-gravity sex. Okay? We arrest them, they get out on bail, it's an endless cycle. I don't like it there because I get SAS since I'm a terrestrial. Why is it called Kabuki Quarter? There is this red light district in the late 20th century Japan known as Kabukicho. Kabukicho? You mean Kamurocho? Oh yeah. Kamurocho actually is inspired off of Kabukicho. There was an explosion in the number of cases of STBO in Japan back then. Kabukicho was hit particularly hard. Every time someone nuts, they get propelled backwards. Oh shit! That's part of the excitement. So our friends packed up and moved things here. There are rumors Tokugawa helped fund the place as a gesture towards his employees. Oh man. I can never work undercover because of my build, so I'm always the one making the bust. And don't even say it! I get it from the guys upstairs all the time. To be honest, it's not really my kind of work. So that's the guy who's gone missing. That must be his wife next to him, right? So that's Hojo. Doesn't look like the type of guy who just leave everything and take off. What's this? What's with this? Who's that next to you? Oh, it's just an old memento. We all have a pasts. You especially. It seems nice for an old fogey. So he works for Tokugawa, does he? Old fogey? I haven't heard that in a long time. I've completely forgot what an old fogey means. I hope I'm even pronouncing that right. You seem happier here, Jonathan. I sure was! You have a cold or something? I hate flowers. I'm allergic to pollen. You look so young here, Chief. That's where this all started. The Policenauts. I guess that's it. Now let's talk to good old Buddy. That's a Maximum Hamburger. They became famous after they set up that so-called drive-thru for astronauts. I used to eat a lot of them on home. Dave! His name's Dave! I forgot his name for a second. This is the Beyond version of the 1G meal. This is my favorite food. On Beyond, there are 2 types of packs. The other one is a 0G meal. I like the 1G meals. What does that mean? Dave wants to try a carbonated drink on home. Oh right, I forgot! Carbonation doesn't work on Beyond. Things like carbonated drinks and beer don't taste very good in zero gravity, so they're impossible to come by here. Even when you try and get them shipped from home, they spoil along the way. Is that all you eat? I'm still on my first pack, just getting warmed up. Man, I feel that. Oh hey look, he's got a Marty McFly vest. Is that a bulletproof vest? This is a life jacket. I like the way it looks. You don't need to wear a vest on Beyond. They send EMS to do all the trouble spots. There's no such thing as safe to be a cop. You can never be too careful. Relax, Jonathan. It doesn't look too much like a life jacket, too. It doesn't look too much like a life jacket, does it? It's light, too. Home. What's that shirt you're wearing? It's from the repatriatist movement. I'm a repatriatist myself. Mankind should return home. We don't belong out here. You're damn right, Dave. In more ways than you would expect. Jesus, Dave, not so loud! You could kiss your job goodbye if the brass found out you're a repatriatist. A repatriatist? Yeah, repatriatist. The more you say the word does not make more sense. Pollution in outer space is worsening every year. The movement says we should cease all space exploration and development and return home. I don't know about, like, ceasing all space exploration, but at the very least you should not be colonizing out in space! Your nose is a little red. Yeah, it's just the way it is. I guess I do rub it a lot. Hey, that's what makes you, you. Can we not talk about my nose? I'm very sensitive about it. Oh my god, Dave! Maybe. I completely forgot what his, like, expertise is. Oh, actually, I do remember. He's actually, like, the crack shot of, like, the group. He doesn't look like it, but he's actually pretty skilled. We'll see it a little bit later. What kind of sensors do those goggles have? None. These are the type of goggles biplane pilots wore back in the 20th century. One of my dreams is to fly a hang glider on home, to have nothing between me and the wind. Now that I think about it, there aren't any aircraft in here, are there? Nope. No gliders, no planes, nothing. So we got a life jacket and a pair of goggles. What's the point? How you ever use them here? Oh, I do. Yeah? How? They make me feel good. I respect you, Dave. I respect you. You look like you should be in high school or something. I'd never guess you were a cop. Haha, I'm 25. Think about it. I've been alive for a quarter of a century. Quit staring at me! This guy's got pretty nice vibes. Let's talk to you, sir. What's up? Ask about him. Why'd you become a cop? Well, as you know, I was born here on Beyond. I've never been outside the cylinder. I became a cop because I thought I could get a transfer to home. It takes time for Beyonds to obtain an immigration visa. Sometimes years. It's not easy either with all the checks they do. You're lucky, Jonathan. I'm a pretty ordinary guy. My interests aren't that different from most anybody else's. So what are your hobbies? You saw my model, right? I guess my favorite thing to do is building kits with a box of Maximum burgers next to me. My hobbies are burger and building kits. The PVC you get here is made in zero gravity, so you don't get any air bubbles or warpings or bumps. Everything comes out real nice. They're better built and cheaper than the models you find on home. You like those kinds of figures, huh? What about scale models? I'm not interested in scale models. I'm into sci-fi monsters, like the ones you see in the old tokusatsu flicks. When I was a kid, Beyond was a safe place. That's why I decided to become a cop. I figured it wouldn't be a dangerous job. I had no idea. Sorry to hear that. Then all the dirtbags started showing up. Our job is to get rid of as many of those dirtbags as we can. I figured Lorraine was right. Ever since AP started up, we don't do any of the dangerous work like drug busts that normal vice units do. It's more or less basic college for us. It's not like I want a whole load of danger, but still, who wants to be stuck doing this crapola? Is this the guy you're looking for? He looks like a good person. Hey, she's that anchor on the news order, right? I've actually seen that show before, but I can't quite remember her face. She could be her twin. Seriously. That's her mom. Capsules. Are those some kind of drugs? Why not get Victor to do an analysis for you? Oh, Victor! All right, we're gonna meet Victor! Oh man, I can't end tonight without meeting Victor. Victor's one of my favorites. I've never seen a leaf like that before. Is it from home? Why not get Victor to do an analysis for you on that too? Policenauts photo. I think the Policenauts are still cool. I don't care what anyone else says. Aw, thank you, Dave. It wasn't like your average Joe could go into space those days. You had to be chosen. I believe that's all I need to talk to you guys about.
ヨナさん、それじゃあ BCP 内を案内しようか。
Y'all.
いいのか？
いいんだよ。お前を一人にする方が心配だ。びっくりするぞ。ここはホームの警察とはかなり違う。さあ、どこへ案内しよう。
I do not want to go to the shooting range. Let's go to forensics. Let's go meet Victor. Hi, Victor.
よ、ドクトル先生。
ドクトル先生。
わしはビクトルじゃ。いつになったらちゃんと呼んでくれるんじゃ。
Grumpy old grandpa.
エドは物覚えが悪いんだ。
お、誰じゃねその人は。
ジョナさん、紹介するよ。BCP の鑑識を担当しているビクトル・ユルゲンス先生だ。
よろしく。ジョナサン・イングラムだ。OLA で探偵をしている。
ほう、あんたがあの有名なイングラム飛行士
？We'll talk about that.
若い頃、あんたの火星
Oh, he remembers Jonathan.
ワクワクして見ていたよ。そうか。戻ってきたんじゃな、あんたのホームに。よろしくな。
Rainy. I was taking a drink. You can't say these things. There's blood on your clothes. I should think so. I've had this gown since my first autopsy. It's seen the blood of every single body I've looked at over the years. Okay, yes, you could say it's part of their soul. There's part of their souls too. I want to believe that it's just like those hard to get out stains, you know? Like, I don't know, this guy forgot to like immediately wash his coat after it got there, and it's not like I haven't washed this ever since I got it, because that implication's bad. Looks like military camouflage. Any fresh blood that gets on it blends right. Victor, I love you, sir, but that's not the way to do it. Okay. Is that your ID? Yeah. I don't like my hologram, so I've got the sticker over it. God, same. Causes problems with the readers whenever I have to scan it. Man, I feel that. That was me whenever I had to carry around my ID for school. At least in high school. I didn't really bother with, like, my college, like, IDs. Because the photos, I just kind of, like, accepted that they kind of looked bad. But, whenever I was in, like, high school and I had to carry around my ID for school, I just put a sticker over it and everyone's like, are you sure that's you? Can you peel the sticker off of that? Can I see the face that's underneath? I'm like, nope. No, you cannot. I wanted to look at his pens. Is that armband a mark of respect? Yeah, it's a crepe. It's for all the descendants I work with. He wears that armband every day. I believe this man is Russian. Or I forgot whether he's Russian or German. Wait, no, he's Russian. He looks like one stubborn SOB. He looks terrestrial, alright. A face is like the rings of a tree. What else can you tell from this mug? What? Don't see many people my age. Plenty of us on home. This is some amazing equipment you got. Amazing? Think so. Well, amazing in the sense that they're all ancient analog devices. I've had these a long time. I still use them in my research. Like, I bought most of them myself. If you don't know your equipment inside out, you'll end up missing something important eventually. Where's this? It's Russia. The old Soviet Union, I should say. That's where I'm from. Been about 50 years since the last time I was there. That, my friends, is a clipping of a thesis. To be specific, the thesis. It was in this famous academic journal on home. I decided to major in pathology after I read it. That paper changed my life forever. It's Russia, Dr. Yergin's home country. Reminiscing about home is a privilege reserved for terrestrials. Okay, let's talk about this little guy over here. What's this? This is my aid analyzer. What you see on the monitor is a visual representation of the aid's AI. I call him Gorby. He responds to my voice. I'll give you 3 guesses to why he's called Gorby. Keep in mind, this is a Kojima game. But I will say that Gorby is a very cute name for an AI. Gordon Freeman. Gorby's mood is translated onto the screen. Gorby's feeling, ah, ah, ah. Who's he based on? You? Nope. The last president of the Soviet Union, Gorbachev. Oh, I get it. Goes with that photo on the wall. Remind you of home, huh? Okay. It's almost like he's alive in there. Can I talk to you? Hey, Gorby! I wouldn't bother. He's an AI to a point. He can tell you what's in the dirt on your shoes, but he can't talk. Just blips and bleeps. I don't know, he seems like he's emoting pretty well over here. And you said that he had a mood, so... How's Gorby feeling? Ah! 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 Okay. Okay, enough of that. Let's talk to Victor. What's up? So when did you move to Beyond? I was born in Moscow, back when socialists ran the country. That picture was taken around the time I was born. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, I went to America to study forensic medicine and later became a medical examiner. I've done autopsies on over 30,000 bodies throughout my career. In my 40s, I became interested in studying bodies in space and came here. You should see the bodies you get in zero gravity. The decomposition stages are freaky stuff. I don't think I want to see that, Victor. Why'd you become a forensic pathologist? Doctors deal with the living. There's always the possibility they'll screw up and kill the guy. Can't kill someone if they're already dead, can you? Forensics medicine is less stressful than regular medicine, wouldn't you say? Well, I mean, he's got a point. Oh shit, I could kill this man, And meanwhile, it's like, oopsie daisy. Well, anyways. My area of expertise is medical examinations, but with my aid, I can perform most other analyses too. AP has its own science unit, so we're on a shoestring budget here. It's just me and Gorby. The further computer analysis progress, the less use there is for people like me. Frankly, AP gets most of the real work. I hardly get to do anything. I'm still just as good as any of them. All they ever do is throw things in their fancy schmancy analyzers. You sound just like Meryl and Dave. None of you guys are fans of AP. There's no substitute for experience when it comes to this kind of stuff. I bet you could outperform their supercomputers. Oh, I bet I could outperform their supercomputers. Not you, Jonathan. You're a relic. I won't let some damn quantum flux parametrons outsmart me. So what if they got ultra high-speed logic elements? They might be good at crunching numbers, but they can't think outside their box. How could they react to new types of cases? That's the thing, they couldn't. The most important thing in forensics is a good imagination. Going on a good old man rant. Can you tell me more about that AID thingy? AID is short for Auto Analysis Identification Device. It's an AI gadget for doing analyses. It's got a number of sensors like a spectrograph, a gas chromatograph, and a geotechnical sounder. You make it yourself? Ha! Are you kidding? I wouldn't even know where to start. AID and its analysis programs were created by someone on home. He's a big help around here. He's a whiz when it comes to analyses. Doesn't make much for company, though. I'm actually here looking for a missing person. Supposing he's already dead, how possible would it be to transport his body outside the colony? You could never take a body outside beyond single-handed. They've got a pretty tight security system in place. It would be easier to transport them out while they're still alive and kill them somewhere else. Oof, rough. I will be right back though. I need to get some refill for my water. I realize I've been talking a while and my water bottle's almost empty. No, the stream isn't over yet. I'm back with drink. Although I will say that after this section with Victor, I'm probably going to end it for the night. I feel like I have been going on pretty long. And, you know, it is pretty late at night. I don't want to drag you guys through, like, 4 hours of this stuff. I do feel like there's still a pretty good amount of dialogue with Victor, though, so yeah. And I'm gonna try and do a silly voice for Victor, so it's not all like the same tone. Put some more voice acting skills in there. I love playing this game, but narrating all of this is quite taxing on the throat. I regret nothing, though. I regret not a damn thing. They're becoming stricter and stricter about space debris every year. You may have heard a strange flight attendant talk to you about it. Don't worry about it, but it's still a problem. What about getting rid of a body inside the colony? Say the person... Oh, wait, fuck. Say the person had been dead for several weeks. Burning it would attract too much attention. Dumping it underwater wouldn't work either. They'd detect the gases released during decomposition. Well, it's kind of crude, but burying it might be the best way. The colony has several meters of soil in its surface areas to help protect against cosmic rays. You wouldn't smell it if you buried it at least 20 to 30 centimeters down. In any case, you could never hide a body or get it out without help from the Mafia. You have any leads or anything? I have a few things belonging to him. Let me take a look at them. Let me look, let me see. Show them to me, show them to Victor. Who are these guys? They look Japanese. This is Kenzo Hojo, the man who's disappeared. This is the guy you're looking for? Anyone who wears glasses here has to be a terrestrial. Victor, what does that mean? What is... Are you... Okay. Oh? Who's this? What are you talking about? That's me. No, not you. I meant the fox next to you. You could call it an... Oh, you could call it an old memory. A really old memory. That's what I'd expect from a terrestrial. Beyonds don't look back on the past the way we do. Maybe you understand what that picture means to me. I do. Cherish your memories, Jonathan. Oh.
ビクトル、調べてもらいたいものがあるんだが。
おお、なんじゃ。それか？
ああ、これもそうだが、もう一つある。
全部見せてみ。
Excuse me? Capsules and a leaf? Can you do it? I could never turn down a request from one of the Policenauts, could I? Don't tell anyone about them, okay, Doctor? Give me a little time. It shouldn't take too long. Thanks, Victor. No problem. I'll get started right away. Okay, so showing him the capsules or the leaf probably do that. I still remember it. That famous picture. Look at you! We all thought you guys were incredible. You've never told me that before. Really? Well, now you know. I love Victor so much. I've done this my whole life. I don't really have any other interests. I probably seem like some narrow-minded old fool to you guys. No, you're not, Victor. You're perfectly normal. You're just being yourself. I know how that is. Thanks. Maybe you and I have more in common than we think. Okay, no substitute for experience. I think that's all. I think that's all I can talk to him about. For some reason, I thought there was more dialogue. You know what? You know what? We will go to one more place. We're going to meet 2 more people. And then we can call it a night, because I think then we'll be done with the police station. And then we can go on to the next section. Next section will be... Hopefully I can do this again tomorrow? Maybe at an earlier time? If that works out for you guys, like maybe at 7 PM like I normally like my old stream schedule used to be, but you know, fingers crossed. Hopefully we can do however it comes. So let's move to the AP room. Thanks for your time, Victor.
すごい地球なまりだ。安心するよ。
ビヨンズは冷徹に話すからな。地球のように流暢なアクセントがない。
Man, I want to know what the difference is between a
ここが BCP を支え
a
る
fucking
AP 隊員
beyond accent and a
時
home
代の最
accent.
先端を行く主力部署だ。正面にいるのが
Thank you.
AP の隊長であり、
I
この
appreciate it.
BCP の本部長でもあるゲイツ・ベッカーだ。
Gates Becker.
ああ、ロビーで話を聞いた。ゲイツか。偉くなったもんだ。
30年ぶりだろう、ジョナサン。あいつも変わった。さあ、紹介しよう。
Is that Redwood? It sure is. But we should oh, we're talking to Becker first. We're talking to Gates first.
ゲイツ、
How you doing, mate?
久しぶりだな。
Remember, he's British.
ジョナサン・イングラム。ジョナサンじゃないか。いつこっちへ？
ゲイツ、BCP 本部長だって。出世だな。おめでとう。嬉しいよ。
いや、みんなのおかげだ。私一人の力ではない。ジョナサン。
British.
あの事故の件は
He British.
残念だった。あの鉛筆事故がなければ、君がこの椅子に座っていたかもしれ
It's
ない。
Tuesday,
その
isn't it?
話はやめてくれ。
ま、同じポリスノーツとして大歓迎するよ。
More of the
どう
old
だ？
crew.
観光はまだか。
You could say that.
いや、観光で来たわけじゃない。
で、どうした？
実は、
ジョナサン。
人を探している。
Bowl
名
of
前は
water.
北条健三。ビヨンドの徳川製薬社員だ。
徳川。
Tokugawa. See? When they say it,
3週間前にこのビヨンドから
there's a secret N in there.
捜査を依
Tokugawa.
頼に来た彼のワイフは地球で殺された。
俺のワイフ!
穏やかではないな。
Bloody hell.
私はジョナサン。徳川が絡んでいるとなればことは単純では済まない。悪いが BCP として公には協力できん。その代わり江戸を使ってくれていい。徳川に何かあれば最終的には我々が乗り出す。江戸、北条の捜査に全面的に協力してやってくれ。ただし内密にな。
わかりました。
恩に切る、ゲイツ。
ジョナサン、歓迎はするが派手にはせんでくれよ。約束してくれ。
わかった。迷惑はかけない。
Oh, they sure do.
しかし、久しぶりだな、まったく。
Oh, Gates, thank you. Good seeing you too, Gates. Let's talk to you, man. That's your uniform? Looks more like something you'd find in the military. That's the uniform of the BCP brass. Look at the beard. That's a nice beard. It suits you. Yeah? I've had this since I was 40. I need to find an accent for- I need to find a funny voice for this guy. I refuse to do a British accent, though. The beard is so good, though, I will say. Yeah. No, that's fucked up. Had it since he was 40. Can we comment on the eyebrows, though? Your face hasn't changed that much, Gates. Yes, I suppose I've been luckier than some. Fuck. I'm trying to think of a voice that's not gonna fucking ruin my throat. Fucking brows. Yes, I suppose I've been luckier than- why am I compelled to give him a fucking southern accent now? No, that's not how that works. Yes, I suppose I've been luckier than some. You seem awfully happy to see me. Oh man, okay. Okay. Chief? Go ahead. Oh my god. Okay, I guess I'm doing that. Okay, the ex-Policenauts, tell me about them. What happened to the others? Tokugawa resigned from the BCP 20 years ago to head up to the Tokugawa group. Salvatore quit. I suppose 10 years or so and apparently went back home. We've all gone our separate ways. The day you left us will probably be the last time we're ever together. The Policenauts eventually evolved into the proper police force we have today. AP do most of the work here now. They're our mobile police unit. Oh man. Oh man. Okay. Well, I mean, Southern accent is kind of the original British accent if you think about it. BCP is better equipped to do its job with the introduction of AP. Traditional cops have had to do more or less shift duties. AP were created to be a new breed of space police designed around the special set of conditions you have on a colony. Yup. BCP as it existed before was simply unequipped to deal with space's unique environment. That's why we all started using EMS as well. The biggest mistake the Policenauts made was carrying over a police system from home to the colony. This isn't home. It's a space colony in the middle of nowhere. AP has given us a start in transforming our entire force into one fully adapted to beyond. We recruit AP members from government frozeners. It's dangerous work. Having family or friends is only a burden. Oof, boy. So you're saying frozeners are dispensable? Ooh, man. That was one of the lessons of your accident. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. On top of that, they only use sperm-carrying genes well suited to space's environment when they fertilize frozener eggs. In other words, they select the fathers from past astronauts. Meaning we could be responsible for some of these guys? The possibility is there. You could say frozeners are literally the sons of us astronauts. That seems barbaric in a way. AP also carry out a number of missions in zero-gravity areas. In order to prevent calcium loss and weightlessness, they have hybrid artificial bones, joints, and auditory ossicles. Therefore, they don't need to worry about the effects of extended work there. They're indispensable around here. They're indispensable, but dispensable at the same time. Oof. In addition to their normal police duties, AP also uses EMS to perform rescue operations inside the colony. We conduct recognized peaceful operations outside the colony as well, in accordance with the agreement on the rescue of astronauts, the return of astronauts, and the return of objects launched into outer space. We have to tread carefully around this, however. UNCOPUOS are always breathing down our necks. We could end up with an international incident on our hands if we're not careful. EMS are a type of mechanical suit, used both inside and outside the colony, born from a cooperation between Tokugawa Heavy Industries and ourselves. They employ a bilateral master-slave manipulator. I'm sorry, they call it a what? They employ a bilateral master-slave manipulator, which allows for 7 degrees of freedom, just like the human body. The technology is a product of Tokugawa Heavy Industries' research on master-slave manipulators. That Yuri you had your accident in is a far cry from the performance and reliability. Why don't they just turn them into robots while they're at it? The visual sensors in today's robots take 1 full second longer than a human to process data. A second can make all the difference in the world out here. Teleexistence is a more feasible option. You mean controlling EMS by remote? We wouldn't have to worry about exposure to cosmic rays that way either. Mind you, we still have problems such as communications interference and time lag to overcome first. In addition, EMPs don't possess any singular points. Singular points? A singular point occurs when you have a limit to how far you're able to move a joint in a given direction. Previous manipulators have all had singular points due to shortcomings in their joint drive mechanisms. The moving body 3D analysis algorithm developed by Tokugawa Heavy Industries has succeeded in eliminating singular points from EMPs. Oh man, what the fuck are you talking about, man? I mean, I understand what you're talking about, but you're sure saying a lot of words to get at what you're trying to say. The police on home have been in touch with us, as it involved the murder of a Beyond. What a senseless crime. Who would have thought something like that would happen to your own ex-wife? What's Ola saying? They've conducted she was the victim of a bomb planted by repatriatists, or possibly eco-terrorists, but there's not much evidence to go on. Naturally, we don't have jurisdiction over OLA here. Oh right, Old LA. That's why it's like that. There's nothing we can do. It's difficult for us to obtain any sort of detailed information. Our relationship with the police on home isn't the best. That's why I want you to keep this under the radar, understood? Yeah, of course. Thanks again, Gates. Yeah, this concept, there's some concepts in this game that like tread into like the, oh man, this is, oh man. Like, I understand that this is a fictionalized universe, but some of those things kind of hit a little close to home, where it's like, man, we're a few degrees away from that, aren't we? If we, like, nudge ourselves in any such directions, we might be going towards here. But there's going to be a lot of those situations. If there's ever, like, a part that, like, if there's ever a part of a stream that I think is going to address these ones like very explicitly, I'm going to put like a warning like in the promo post, as well as like put one in the corner in like the pre-stream. But yeah, there's some heavy topics that Policenauts touches upon. Not too much visually. Like visually it's not that like heavy, but some of the stuff that they talk about is like makes you think. Yeah, it's very Blade Runner-esque, I feel. It's very interesting story, but man, it can get a little heavy at times. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is the guy who's gone missing. He seems very like all the other people you fight at Tokugawa. And then for Lorraine to be killed as well. He looks like a serious chap, not the type to disappear without a word. Man, I wish my voice were deeper for this, but I think it's because my voice is already getting a little sore. Maybe that's why I can't hit that deeper register right now. This is you and Lorraine, I see. What were you planning on doing bringing a photograph like this with you? Try to forget what happened and move on. Lorraine would want the same. No, she wouldn't. She would want you to remember. Why do you try and focus more on the future, Jonathan? In any case, that's something you should keep to yourself, don't you think? I mean, Gates has a point on that one. You shouldn't go around showing pictures of you and your ex together when you guys were young. Well, I'll be. I haven't seen that in donkey's years. What does that mean? Donkey's years? Look at how young we all were. Your hair's totally gray, man. I'll be 57 this year. I should probably start thinking about retirement. Wow, gray hair and gray beard. How old do you think I am, Jonathan? At least my hair hasn't fallen out, right? Old people sure do say things. So this is the chief's chair. Not bad, Gates. You need a good chair for a job like this. You'd be sitting around helps carry the load that accompanies all the responsibility. You need the good lumbar support for that. You need to have the good leather. It's imported straight from home. We don't have cows here. You shouldn't stare at people like that. I love how if you look at someone too much, they're like, stop looking at me. Stop that. Cheerio, Gates. Oh, I didn't want to move to Vice, honestly. Any new developments? No. Johnny just zones out sometimes and makes people uncomfortable. That seems about right. Let's go back to the AP room. Can you not talk to Reddy? No, we can probably talk to him now. You!
どうした?
I know you! Oh, hi. Hey, buddy.
旅はどうだった？ポリスノーツさん。
Yeah?
AP だったのか。
トニー・レッドウッドだ。AP の爆弾処理を担当。
Oh, he's bomb disposal.
エンプス乗りでは彼の右に出る者はいない。
And you can pilot an
ミスター
EMS.
ゴダードと呼ばれている。
宇宙酔いくらいで参るようじゃ、早くホームのママのところへ帰った方がいい。
Bro, what the fuck?
それとも、またスチュワーデスに薬でももらう。
Tony!
ここはビヨンド。あんたのような古いテレストリアルには厳しいところだ。
What happened to this place is nice and like you're gonna enjoy it. John!
やめろ。相手にするな。
Jonathan!
そうだエド。この次元装置の仕掛けを
I thought we were becoming
なんだ
friends.
いきなり。
あんた、
Uh-oh.
ホームで爆弾処理班にいたことがあるらしいな。
麻薬界入る前のことだ。
通常爆弾の設計者は解体されないようにいくつかの安全策を設ける。
Remember this, this will be on the test.
赤と青のコードがあるだろう。最後のセーフティー装置だ。このどちらかを切断すれば解体できる。
Take notes, this is gonna be on the
俺がセッ
test.
トしたとしたら、これはどっちだと思う？危険の赤か、安全の青か。
レッドウッドのレッド。
ドカーン。アウトだ。コロニーに穴が開いたぞ。攻撃的な人間が常に赤を好むとは限らない。答えは青だ。俺ならいつも青にする。
ああ、覚えておくよ。
He's just trying to show off. I defused this earlier. Real state-of-the-art device. Terrorists have been using some pretty advanced components in their bombs lately, haven't they? It was a bomb that killed Lorraine. Why'd you ask me about it anyway? Why'd you ask me about it anyway? You never know when terrorists could strike. Even an old-timer like yourself should be prepared. I don't ever want to have to defuse another bomb. One never knows when one's life might be threatened by one of these. What do you think you're doing? I'm not here to amuse you. That's BCP's holographic insignia. In addition to identifying the wearer as a police officer, it's also there to prevent counterfeiting. Who's gonna believe he's one of the good guys without a uniform? That's a body armor spacesuit that APs use. It can take quite a number of hits. If they have their helmet on, they can go out into space just like that. AP body armor. If you don't have a reason to be here, then beat it. He's got a weird air about him. You never guess he's a cop. Even amongst APs, he's unusual. Gonna look at your fucking number again. You don't see many people with long hair around here. All Frozeners have long hair. They don't like to cut it for some reason. Thing is, We don't really see any other Frozeners that have long hair. Or, like, no helmet, honestly. Most of the Frozeners are not shown in this game, which I think is kind of a shame. Considering, like, the concept of a Frozener seems very interesting, and having someone who's, oh, I don't know, actually nice to you, who's a Frozener, would be great. But, I don't know why, but Redwood was super nice to us in the plane, but now he's kind of a jerk-ass here. He's like a corpse with that complexion. Not to mention the look on his face. We called them the living dead around the station. I don't blame you. Bro, that's so rude, though. Alright, let's talk to him. Got a minute, Redwood? What do you want? My commanding officer is the chief. My compatriots are the guys you see around here. You're neither one of those. I don't have to answer your questions. What did you come here for, anyway? I don't have to talk to anyone outside AP. That includes you, Ed. He was a totally different person from the plane. That? In case you haven't figured it out, that was an act. An act? We can modify our personalities anytime we need to. You mean lie? You mean lie? Tony? That's called lying. That's called acting. It's not fucking special for you and Frozeners. That's called lying and acting. He was awkward as shit too. Like, he was like passive, but he was still pretty fucking awkward. Honestly, I would have preferred him still being like super awkward but still slightly friendly. Because that would still give like another air of like, what the fuck is up with this guy? All part of our training. That's called being a theater kid. Oh god, all Frozeners are put through theater training? Ugh. Horrible. What makes you think I have time to waste on you guys? You seem like someone with a lot of free time to me. Lorraine? Who's that? Don't know anyone named Lorraine. He really is like a completely different person. Not my department. I don't know anything. On the space plane, you said you'd gone home to visit some family or something, didn't you? It wasn't work-related. It was personal. I don't have to explain myself to you. Answer the question. I don't remember saying anything like that. I'll say it again. I'm not obligated to talk to either of you. Who are they supposed to be? I told you on the plane, I don't know them. You came all the way here just to look for those two? What a joke. Do I look like I want to see that? I saw it on the plane. That's cute. Real cute. Cherish your memories, as they say. Right? I couldn't care less about your photos. It's so pathetic the way you cling to that. Pathetic? You knew I was a Policenaut, didn't you? Sure. I've studied my ancient history. Funny. That's what the Policenauts are around here. Right, Astronaut Brown? Anyone can go to space now, but it's Frozeners who protect it. This is our territory. Man has silver blood, works with bombs, was on home, real easy clues.
その加えタバコ、まだやめられないようだな。
Yep.
そんな格好でうろうろしてると逮捕されるぜ。気をつけな。
あいにく灰皿が見当たらんのでな。
灰皿？灰皿なら風紀化があるだろう。
Bro! I will admit though, his hair is kind of nice and long.
Frozeners がみんな
Why don't they blink?
あれでノーマルらしい。
ノーマル？
常だぜ。
彼らは目に人工水状態の眼内レンズを装着してるらしい。視力は常人の2倍はある。
Always moisturized.
あいつらが俺たちの子供かもしれんな。
I don't like that.
心配はいらん。少なくとも俺とジョナサンの精子は使われていないだろう。
だろうな。エドが遺伝的に優れてるなんて。
お前は宇宙恐怖症だしな。
それにしてもエド、奴に対しておかしくないか？
そうか。
奴と何かあるのか？
フローズナーとは合わないだけだ。
Why not?
ここが BCP の正面玄関のロビーだ。大きさを無視すればホームの警察と大差はないはずだ。
整然としすぎてるがな。
And I think that's gonna do it for tonight. Technically, the last place that I have to visit on this police station is the shooting range, but I don't really want to do the shooting range right now. I don't think I would like to do that. That is something we can save for tomorrow. But I do want to say thank you guys for joining me here. I am very happy to play this game. This game, I've mentioned it before, like on Twitter and stuff like that, but this is kind of like my dream stream game. It's just very close to my heart. It's a very interesting game, and I love to talk about it. Love to help other, well, not help, but like show other people stuff about it. Like have it be like a different experience and things. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. It's just, yeah, it's very good, and I'm just excited to share more about it. There's going to be so much more that's going to keep on happening, and it's gonna be a wild ride, like from beginning to end. Hopefully, it'll keep you guys like enraptured the entire time. But now, for now, let's close out of that. So, the plan for tomorrow is that we're going to start this at either 7 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Eastern. Either one of those times, and we're probably going to be going around the same amount of time as well. But again, thank you guys for joining me on this little trip. Can't wait to explore more of it with you, and I'll see you guys next time. You guys have a good night, take care of yourselves, get a drink of water, snack on something, get some rest, and treat yourselves nicely. Be nice to yourselves. Have a good night.